All right, here we go, people. Once again, the black hand of white supremacy strikes. Another girl, a little black girl, taken away from us in violent fashion. No one is talking about this, save a few people. We got to start talking about this. We have to start putting the spotlight on this kind of behavior coming from our community and the members of our community who are perpetuating this kind of behavior. It's killing us. It's gone past hurting us. It's killing us. We're going to talk about it up next on Gangsta Talk. All right, everybody, let's get with it.
Yeah, son. There's mad kids out there getting cream for the non-fed. Bro. Yeah, and I've been doing this for a long time. Shoot the game going fine. Alright. And this is the year when mad cats get real. So I'ma smoke this line, kick real. Bang them out. With all this chaos in the realms of the street. Your local street dog got to make ends meet. Through the average Jones far too slow for this get pro. You better know, when I hit the streets, I like to glow, I like to glisten. And at the same time, stay low, listen, motherfucker, hey, why I'm pursuing the dope. My stilo is symbolic to a kilo. Cash is popping, coke is cooking, beans copping. Ain't that some shit? A player that's used to living rich is now a state kid. Caught up in the ditch. In 94, Giuliani kicked down the door. In 95, niggas flipped the state alive. Peeling caps while I'm at in the stats, the phone in the app. Remy in the glass, off the boom, then I'm blast. They wanna confine me, stick them from behind me. Put a cap in my back and put me where they can't find me. They get to see a young player pay. I don't wanna see that. They never see it spray. But I'm like this, a Terminator, squeeze the lead off. Birds and downs like Browns to blow your head off. Hitting up spots, heating up blocks. Invest in the stocks like Colombian blood crops. I'm out to get cream and ain't no doubt in my mind. Fuck this broke shit, I'm hit, I get down for mine. I get down for mine, I get down for this, and get it from the hands in the head. I get down for mine, I get down for this, on the regular, check, I get down for mine, I get down for this, and get it from the hands in the head. I get down for mine, I get down for this, on the regular, check, I hate wanna be the play. I ain't some place you bet. Let's play a game of real nigga roulette. With this a DOA as I spray the melee. Contact and punctuation is compared to AK. You in the game. Overdose for pure fuck. I'm fucking already. I'm beginning to become as a bull smoke. Decapitated rappers in my truck. I'm sick. Pumping skunk bouncing with my click. Popping mega jump. I'm getting big while these clowns be zigzagging. What's the talk about flipping keys? Come on, you're nickel bagging. I'm blasting off wings and making downers believe it. You see, I was packing heaters when jokers was banging cheerleaders. Ain't nothing changed, still the same in the rap game. I'm known for banging rookies out the game. Y'all done forgot who was the pimp from the start. Sipping vintage wine and eating dollar cup. I'm phenomenal from the abdominal. Comical lyrics are stick in the face like barnacles. Never sleep. I'm bringing the drama to the street with techniques and rolling in fleets. Ain't nothing sweet about the streets, so I'm poetically known. I'm pure like cook up and lyrics shine like fish scale. I got the finger at your throat and you ain't showing no signs. K-Dep, let them know I get down for mine. 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 Let me get it down for kids on the way. Chicken rice on the bed. I get down for mine. Let me get it down for this.
All right, everybody, what's going on? Again, here we go again. I don't know how much more my heart can take. Every time it seems now, every other day, this is happening. We're losing our children. I can get up here and scream out my face about it. Not gonna make anybody listen. But it seems like every day, every other day, we're losing our beautiful precious children. And we're going to keep showing these faces of these beautiful, precious black children until somebody black start giving a damn. Until somebody start giving a damn. This is heartbreaking. And this violence is being perpetuated by our own people. White people aren't doing this. It was black hands that took the life of this child. Not white hands, black hands that took the life of this child. It was black hands that had guns in them. It was black fingers that pulled those triggers. And those bullets, multiple bullets struck this little girl and took her life. Now, before you cold-blooded sons of bitches called the manosphere, and you sissy bears, before you cold-blooded scoundrels open up your mouth and talk and try to blame the mother for the little girl being in the car with the father, let me explain something to you. It is the father's overall duty and responsibility to keep his family safe. You out with your daughter, you know people are gunning for you. You're out there involved in some shit. You're not keeping your daughter safe. So all you cold-blooded sons of bitches in the manosphere, before you go and blame the mother, understand that it's the father's sole responsibility to keep his family safe. The father here failed to do that. He failed to keep his daughter safe. His daughter should have been in a home where it was safe while he was out doing his errands. She caught bullets that was meant for him. These animals, these fatherless animals, they're hurting us. They're outright killing us. They're killing our children. And we have elder brothers and sisters, well, I wouldn't say sisters, we have elder black men who are bitter and they're cold-blooded. And they don't feel nothing for this little girl. All they can do is complain about the mother. I mean, right now, it's safe to say that black people are completely fucked up. Is it black people who are screwed up, or is it just black men? See, when you give a damn, stuff like this takes a toll on you. I want to read something in the article that I warned that was coming. The little girl's aunt said she was just sweet and outgoing, really talkative, really lovable. She also said that it's devastating that a regular father-daughter trip to McDonald's would end with her niece shot multiple times. I warned that this stuff was going to start happening. I warned that these animals would be so out of control that you won't be able to do normal things. Pretty soon you'll be going out into the street dressed in body armor, trying to stay alive because of these animals we have running around our community, this black hand of white supremacy that no one wants to pay attention to. People are saying that I'm crazy. People are saying that I hate black people because I'm bringing this up. All of the complaints are coming from black men. None is coming from black women. The black men who are complaining are telling me that I hate black people, I hate black men, and I'm pointing out black on black crime. And that I should be focused on white supremacy. Well, I am focused on white supremacy. This is white supremacy. This is the black hand of white supremacy. These are Negroes who decided to work hand in hand with white supremacy against their own people. And I'm calling it out. And I'm being called all out my name. I'm being threatened. I'm being told that I hate black people because I care about what's happening to our children. I care about what's happening to our women. People say, why don't you care about what's happening to men? I'm not supposed to give a damn about what's happening to men. Men are supposed to care about what's happening to themselves. You see, we as men have the ability to control our destiny. We are the leaders. We are supposed to be protecting little precious lives like this one. I'm not going to sit up here with no bleeding heart for you when you're supposed to be leading the way. You're supposed to be doing something about this. You're supposed to be preventing things like this. So what do I have a bleeding heart for you for? You're not even doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're not even protecting the lives of our children. My heart bleeds for our women and children, as it should. I can't be the only one. How many times we got to see this? How many times is this going to keep happening? Every other day, this is happening. This little girl, 7 years old, shot multiple times. I believe she was shot 6 times. They are lighting our children up like they're target dummies. The evil element in our community is insane. And the fact that you have grown black men who are saying nothing but negative things about this little girl and her mother is a testament to what we've become as black men. We've become cowardly. We've become sellouts. We've become it goes on and on and on. Just attach any bad thing that you can possibly attach to us. I'm joined by one of the ladies of the nation, Ebony. Abby, are you there? The African princess is on the panel with us.
Yeah. Hey, hi.
Hey. My heart is broken. You see this precious little girl?
Yeah.
7 years old. Shot 6 times in the car with her father.
Oh, God. So what is coming over these fathers killing their own children?
Well, the father didn't shoot her. He was shot too. The other animals that are in the community that are perpetuating this kind of behavior. and nothing is being done about it. And we don't have enough people talking about it because I'm sick and tired of seeing this. It's almost as if this is going on every other day, every single day.
Why nowadays it looks everything I think everybody they have turned evil on black people, trying to kill everyone who is a black. Why?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's happening to black people. I've never seen this before. I've probably seen something similar, but even not to this point. When I lived through the crack epidemic, and it was pretty bad, but it wasn't this bad. I don't know what this is. This is something new. It's almost as if people are being told to just periodically freak out, just go on shooting sprees. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know
Yeah.
if this is drugs doing this. I don't know what the hell is happening. I've never seen anything like this before. I've never seen black people act out like this before.
I think they want black people downfall. They don't want us to move forward. So they are trying to kill everyone and they're trying to kill the innocent souls who know nothing.
This is a precious little girl, another one that we lost. All right, let me someone wants the link. Let me drop the link. All right.
Yeah. I feel very sad. I feel very sad when I see these things because always we've been trying to see these children moving forward and they are trying to kill them, maltreat them badly.
I blame I blame groups like the Manosphere who do nothing but spew hatred for black women and children. Like I said, it's the
Mhm.
father. They can say whatever they want, but it is the father's responsibility, sole responsibility to keep his family safe. If a woman isn't with you for protection, then what is she with you for?
Exactly.
I mean, they're shooting our children like the target dummies at a shooting range. These children are being hit multiple times. It's not just one bullet, it's multiple bullets. I mean, this is insane.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. We got somebody who wants to come to the panel. All right, welcome to the panel, Polo 21.
What's up, gangster? What's up,
Okay.
Albina? Blessings to y'all.
Hey, cool, please, bro.
What we cooking? What we cooking on, big gangster?
Talking about this young little black girl who was lit up multiple times
I heard that.
at a McDonald's in the car with her father. The father was shot as well. I believe he's in critical condition. This evil
Hmm.
element in our community is doing more than hurting us. It's killing us.
Right.
These are our children. Without them, we can't go on. We're not going to be here forever. Our children
Right.
are being murdered and slaughtered, even by black hands. It's bad enough we're being shot and killed by non-black people, but we have black people in the community who decided to join forces with the people who want to kill us, and they're hurting us even worse because they're close to us. They're in our neighborhoods. They break bread with us in some cases. And so they can go and get where white supremacists can't get. they can get in close. And they're doing some serious damage to us right now. It seems like every other day, one of our children are being smoked by some nigga who's a lunatic.
Well, you know, man, gangster, man, and I've been there, man. It, if you're a black man or woman, and more importantly, if you're a black father or black mother, this should hurt your heart. I'm talking about you should feel this in your bones. I mean, it should bring tears to your eyes. And I'm at that point right now, my brother and my sister, because I got two daughters and I got a little son. They hadn't two of them hadn't even reached five yet, you know. And when you listen, you gangster, I've heard you talk, man, and I got much love and respect for you. So and
Appreciate that, bro.
I've been there too. Listen, before I leave, before I leave my house every morning, or and when I take my kids, you know, to where they going in terms of daycare, school, this, that, and the third, I always look at them in the eye and tell them that I love them, and as a family too, as far as the wife too, you got to kiss them and hug them and tell them you love them during this time. You used to blow stuff like that off, back in the days, but
Mm-hmm.
now it's very important that you do this because it is Babylistic society state that we're living in right now, and because of all the stuff that's going on, everything's coming from every single type of direction. You hear me, gangster and Albina?
Yeah.
Everything, you don't know what type of direction is coming in, and then it don't even have to affect you from a physical standpoint of you like being harmed directly. It could be right next to you, and then that could do mental and emotional and psychological harm for you for the rest of your life. So when I see stuff like this, I'm like, you know what, it is disgusting. And that's why hey, don't get it twisted, gangster, because listen, I instill in my daughter and my son, hey, you will know how to defend yourself, and you will know how to. We got to train them to be warriors. It used to be like, hey, gangster and Albina, we used to train just our men to be warriors, right? Our young cubs and our young lions, right? No, you got to train your princesses to be warriors too. You got to train your young girls to be warriors too, because they're not going to be. They got to know how to survive out here. And just such a young innocent girl like this, just looking at this gangster, man, it just tears me apart.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, brother. I had to speak on that, man.
I appreciate it, man. It's killing me, man. It breaks my heart to do this, but we have to talk about. We have to bring this into the light. We got to stop. I don't understand why all the black channels aren't focusing on this. There are bigger channels than mine that can do much more and reach much more people with the message other than mine. It just can't be my small channel. We have got to get behind. This is killing us. I mean, these are our this is a future that's being snatched away from us. The generation that's out here right now, we're going to die out at some point. I'm not going to be here forever. You're not going to be here forever. Okay? They're snatching our future away from us. And shout out to Belmore. She's right. Little girls don't have to be warriors. It's the father's responsibility to protect his family. And like I said, for any of you rotten motherfuckers in the manosphere who want to go and blame the mother again, it is the father's sole responsibility to protect his family and everyone in his family, his immediate family. If you're not with the man for protection, then what are you with him for? If he can't protect you, then what are you doing with him? If you can't protect your children, you can't protect your family, then you shouldn't be married and you shouldn't have children. I've always said before, marriage is for strong men. Fatherhood
not
is
for
for
the weak.
strong men.
Yep, I remember you saying that.
Right. Weak men shouldn't have children. Weak men shouldn't have a family. Weak men are
Hmm.
unfit to be husbands. Weak men are unfit to be fathers. It takes a strong and brave man to be a husband and a father.
Right.
I'm sick of these weak dudes with all these whack ass emotions not being able to protect their family. Now, I'm not shitting on the father. I don't know what happened with him because he got shot too.
Hmm.
He's in ICU. We still don't know what
Right.
happened. We don't know if this was a gang thing. We don't know what it was yet. All we know is somebody lit his car up and shot up his daughter like she was some kind of target dummy at a shooting range.
Yeah.
You know, this kind of
And
violence
I'm
in our community, it has to stop. We got to do something about it. This is hurting us, man. This is hitting us where we live. This is hitting us. They're doing what white supremacy can't do. They're infiltrating into the closest parts of the hood, and they're hurting us.
right.
You won't catch no
And
white man in the hood where these dudes can go. That's why I call them the black hand of white supremacy. They are aiding white supremacy by murdering our women and our children.
right.
You
I
know,
mean, because gangster, we just and Albina, I mean, we just saw a 13-year-old, a 13-year-old boy just get shot on national television. Like stuff like this, man. And I don't care what race he is. You know what I'm saying? A child is a child. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody wants to debate me on that, I'm not talking about y'all, but anybody, because they're like, oh, black children, black. No, children are children. Because that innocent young boy or girl that comes into the world, they don't know that they black. They don't know that they white. They don't know what race they are. They just know, okay, mommy, daddy, I'm in existence at this point in time. But they don't know, about life and in the real world and stuff. But a child is a child to me.
yeah, I agree with you on that, but my focus right now
You
is
know,
black children. Not trying to be disrespectful to the other children or mixed children. I'm sorry about what happened to them, but my focus right now is black children. And I don't want to sound mean, or I don't want to sound like I don't give a damn about nobody else's kids, because it's not like that. You know, I agree with one part of that. Yeah, children are children. But right now, I'm focused on our children. Shout out to the family of that 13-year-old. Sorry for their loss. But right now, I'm focused on black children. This is what my focus is right now. And the murder of children is this is killing me, man. I hate to do shows like this, but somebody has to talk about this until we understand that collectively as black people, we have to come together and do something about this. And something can be done. If we put our heads together, we can do something to stop this, because many of the people that's perpetuating this violence are young boys. Young boys with no guidance, young boys whose fathers have left them in the street to be raised by animals. The real tough guy gets up and goes to work, not sell drugs. Exactly, Hassan. Yeah, no problem. The link is still there. And so we have another, and you know what? And again, there's like an epidemic of weak black men that's just acting out, and they're losing their mind. This is not something, first of all, this is not even our MO. We're supposed to be the strongest men on this planet, mentally, physically and emotionally. This is not something that we do. We don't lose our minds and start murdering our children. We don't murder our wives and girlfriends. That's not something that we do. That's for lesser men. We're supposed to be stronger than that. We're supposed to be prideful. Back in the day, our family structure was powerful. Even slavery couldn't break our family. Ultimately, drugs did, but even something as harsh as slavery could not shake the black family. The black family was still firmly intact even after slavery. So we are prideful men who love their families and protect their family. Where is all of this coming from? All these weak black dudes who are freaking out like women and shooting people. You have to understand something, my brothers. Out here, people fall in and out of love all the time. You have to understand that one day your wife can wake up and end up in love with somebody else. It depends on how your relationship is running. You don't go and start murdering people because your wife fell out of love with you or she ended up having an affair on you or whatever. You don't lose your mind like that. You deal with it like a man. Like, okay, you don't want to deal with me no more. Okay, fine. Let's separate and go our separate ways. Let's split up the assets or whatever. And you live to fight another day. You don't go and give up your freedom for someone who don't care, because obvious, if she is cheating on you, she doesn't love you. And if you're cheating on her, you don't love her. So you don't go and give up your freedom or take somebody's life. I understand things hurt you. You know, you've invested time in people, especially if you had children. I understand it's a hard thing to deal with, but you have to deal with it. And taking the lives of others is not the way to deal with it. You got some fool out here now, an ex-deputy. You got an ex-deputy from Austin, Texas, was booked on capital murder because he ended up. Now I'm thinking the guy he shot must have been having an affair with his wife. Okay. He killed his wife, he killed his teenage daughter, and he killed another man. Now, I'm not sure if that man was with his wife and teenage daughter when he killed him, or was he just a random guy that he shot? And so when you look at now, this to me is nothing but hatred. This is why I scream I scream the loudest against groups like the Manosphere and the SYSBM, who are doing nothing but spewing hatred for black women, because you got a man killing the wife and the daughter. That's hatred. That's nothing but pure evil and hatred. Where do you think this stuff is coming from? I'm starting to check this out. I had to get rid of 2 friends that I've known for almost 30 years. 30 years I knew these men. One from Mississippi, the other one from Memphis. I had to get rid of, I don't even mess with these dudes no more. You know why? Because the last 2 months, they lost their freaking mind. They were never like this. All of a sudden, you're talking about men my age or close to my age. My boy in Mississippi was what, 40, 49. They started talking crazy 2 months ago. Man, it's black women's fault, man. Black women are doing this. Black women are evil bitches. My mother wasn't nothing but a bitch. My mother, hey, man, what's wrong with you, bro? Hey, man, I've been listening to Tommy, man. Tommy talking about some good shit. I mean, these older dudes are starting to be influenced by these guys. You know, let me tell you something, man. I learned something else too from a guy who was married for 20 years and ended up getting divorced. And the reason why he got divorced is because he worked too much. He was always working, even though his wife understood that he had to make ends meet. But she couldn't cope with the fact that she was lonely most nights while he was working. So his job caused his marriage to break up. And he said it was a good lesson that he learned because he didn't realize that working so hard would eventually tear up his marriage because he worked almost all the time. And when he came home, he had no time for her. He was tired. And then he gets some sleep and he's back out to work the next morning. Exactly, Hassan. There used to be a time where we would say that black men would never commit acts like that. I mean, Paul Mooney used to joke about these types of acts being connected to white people because it just wasn't something that black men did. Black men didn't do mass shootings like this and didn't freak out. I mean, I'm not saying that a crazy nigga didn't happen here and there, but it wasn't like this. What's going on now is absolutely crazy. You got one dude after another going down for the count because he done lost his damn mind. I don't know if there's drugs involved. I don't know if it's the damn fast food, chemical. I don't know what the fuck it is. But one Negro after another is going down for the count because he has gone insane. It's not that like white boys shooting up schools. I mean, come on, man. We black people, we don't get down like this. This is not this ain't what we're about. And we may get into a couple of fights and shit, go to somebody's cookout, start some shit, throw some fucking potato salad at somebody and punch somebody in the fucking mouth. But we don't do this. This is not what we do. I don't know what kind of black people are these. And it seems like it's just one Negro after another. His mind is so weak, he can't cope with everyday life. He can't deal with it. I mean, you murder your woman and then you turn this precious little girl right here. This is heartbreaking, man. This girl was 7 years old. 7 years old. And I believe she was shot 6 times. Then we had some fool that shot his 3-year-old. He shot his 3-year-old 3 times. Where is this evil coming from? Where are all of these guys in the manosphere coming from? Why are they popping up with all of this hatred? What is the cause of all of this hatred? What is the reason for all of this hatred? Is it because you hate yourself so much because you become a coward and you can't be man enough to stand up against your real enemies out here in this world? Shout out to Phoenix Jane. I mean, has it gotten that bad that you're so afraid of this white man that you said, fuck it, you waged holy hell on your own people? What this little girl did to you? This little girl did nothing to none of you. She was in the car with her father, probably excited about getting a Happy Meal. As a 7-year-old girl, well, I don't like to Well, I would be feeding her fast food, but she's a child. She's in the car with her father, probably delighted they're going to McDonald's. Don't have a care in the world, just being a 7-year-old kid, excited about probably getting some ice cream or something from McDonald's, a little Happy Meal or something. Can't wait to get her a little food. As cute as a button, like a 7-year-old girl should be. And a hail of bullets come into that car and take her life. This can't be allowed to continue. The brothers in the communities were going to have to get together. We have to stop this. And I hate to say this, but I don't want to say this, but I don't believe we can stop this by ourselves. You're going to have to swallow your pride, and you're going to need help from the black woman to stop this. Because too many of y'all are weak, too many cowards. We have too many cowards, so the numbers are down. We need someone to fill in those numbers, so we're going to have to swallow our pride and call the black woman to our side to help us stop this. We can't stop this by ourselves. We don't have the manpower. We got too many cowardly sellouts, too many manosphere bitches, too many sissy bims, too many whack ass niggas in the conscious community. How the hell, I was watching the podcast yesterday. You got this shit going on out here in real time in the black communities. But you got niggas doing podcasts about absolute bullshit. I'm talking about straight bullshit and then fucking complimenting each other. Yeah, man, you really came with that fire, man. You really came with that knowledge, man. We're talking about Jacob and Isaac. Niggas is arguing about two white men in the Bible. They're arguing about two white men in the Bible that they think was black. Nigga, our children are being murdered. And they had these stupid ass panels where they talk about nothing but bullshit. And they compliment each other on it. They compliment each other on the bullshit that they speak to each other. They're giving each other social media accolades. Yeah, man, you really came with that knowledge, man. You really dropped it, man. Yeah, man, I do my research and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Do my research, my brother. Jesus was in the manger and everything, but understand that the manger was black, and Mary was a black woman, and the black woman is God, and Jacob was this, and I mean, it go and Ham and shit, man. Do y'all see what's going on out here? I was watching Sonetta the other day. He argued with Tazariah. They arguing about shit in the Bible. I mean, this is insane, man. You got guys like Alan Roger Curry, a fake ass pimp, walking around here being proud to be a worthless ass dating coach. See, this is why we're going to have to solicit help from the black woman. We got too many weak ass, bitch ass niggas. They ain't about shit. They ain't going to help us do nothing. So we're going to have to replace those numbers with brave black women. And I hate to say that because we don't want to have to do that because our women are already under the gun, but we don't have any choice. We don't have the numbers to turn this around. You got entirely too many coward ass Negroes, too many sissified Negroes, too many effeminate Negroes, too many hateful Negroes, too many girly men, too many sellouts. So we don't have the manpower. We got to somehow make up for that loss of manpower by, soliciting a regiment, a large regiment, hopefully not a very large regiment of brave black women who are willing to stand with us to help us figure this thing out. We got to do something to stop this. There has to be a collective effort because back in the 60s or 70s, I would say the black men could pull this off. Well, this wouldn't be happening. If you had some down hard brothers with the old school mentality up here now, we had enough of them, this wouldn't be, I'm telling you right now, this wouldn't be going on. Not like this. And there'll be way more protection for the women than there is now. So it's unfortunate, man. We're going to have to try to find a way we're going to need that attitude, Phoenix Gene. We need that attitude now. That attitude can help us. We need it now because we don't have no choice but to lean somewhat on our black women to help us figure this out. We can still do the brawny part, what we're supposed to be doing, but we have to bring in some of our sisters to help us figure out the cerebral part, how we're going to go about stopping this. But as men, we still are supposed to be doing the dirty way. It's not just because I'm soliciting help from black women doesn't mean that we want them to get down there and do the grunt work that men are supposed to do. No, we men will still do the grunt work. But that cerebral part that we need to figure things out, to strategize, is missing. And we have enough educated black sisters that are more than capable of filling in that part to help us strategize and go about eliminating this evil element in our community that's taking the lives of our women and children. We don't have a choice. The black woman is our only option and our only source of help. There's no one else we can turn to because no one gives a damn about us. We don't have anyone, no one else to turn to. She is our best option to help us get out of this shit, to help us turn this shit around. She's smart, she's intelligent, she is cerebral, and we need all of that now. We need everyone. This is an all hands on deck matter. Nobody ain't got no time for no damn gender war. Ain't nobody got time for that. This is an all hands on deck matter. We need all hands on deck. We need everyone. Because we got to put a stop to this. I've said this before. It's getting to the point, and it will get to the point where you won't be able to do normal things. And I'm going to read this one more time about what her aunt said. She said, "It's sad and it's devastating that a regular father-daughter trip to McDonald's would end with her niece being shot multiple times. A regular father and daughter trip, regular father and daughter trip to McDonald's. I don't want this to be my niece. You don't want this to be your nieces or your daughters, your mothers or your sisters. It's time we get together, black men and black women, put our heads together and figure a way out how to deal with this. And it doesn't mean that because we're asking black women for help, that you brothers get to cower your way out of this. No, you still get to do the manly part that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get down on the ground and handle this shit. But we have to be smart about it. We don't have enough smart Negroes. Too many of them are effeminate and have sold out. They've turned against us. They've left the void. So we have to turn to the black. We have no choice. There's no one else we can turn to help us stop this. Can't turn to the white man because he's funding the black hand of white supremacy. Can't turn to too many black folks because a lot of them done sold out. Exactly. And understand something, right? Even though these guys are working for white supremacy, these aren't white hands that pulled this trigger to took this girl's life. These are lunatics. These are black lunatics that are roaming around in our community. And you don't even know where they're coming from. You don't even know who they are. They just show up and just start shooting everybody. Out of their mind, just have no regard for life. That ain't right. We can't keep allowing that to happen. This ain't the time being, for being scared. Scared is going to get us killed. Too many young boys are getting their hands. Too many young boys who aren't raised properly and don't have fathers, who are raised in the street. Too many of them have access to guns. Too many of them. And you don't want effeminate boys walking around with guns. A lot of these boys are very, very frail and effeminate. I've been watching this now for the last 6 months in my own communities and the surrounding communities. A lot of these young boys are very, very girl-like. They're letting their hair grow. They're getting their hair styled like young girls. They're wearing tight-fitting clothes. They are extremely emotional. And they're carrying guns. That's a bad mix. I mean, they're walking around out here all over the place. Skinny jeans, pants down, lavender pants on, lavender shoes, hair done like girls, cackling like girls, hugging on each other like, it's sickening what I'm watching. There is no manliness. There was no malehood in these young boys. They're just girls in boys' bodies. That's what I'm seeing now. They're just girls in boys' bodies, and they got guns. Many of them are packing. They're carrying guns, and they are extremely emotional. I'm talking about they shooting each other. They can't even. Many of them can't even survive a conversation or argument without somebody pulling out a gun and shooting someone. Yeah, I know about that well, Phoenix Jane. But we don't need our black women to get that drastic. We need the cerebral part of black women to help us figure this out. We still have the men to do the heavy lifting. You know, hopefully we haven't gotten to that point yet where our women are decapitating their left breast to shoot arrows and stuff. Not to be facetious or anything, but I'm just saying we don't have to do that. Well, but as far as being armed, sisters definitely have to arm themselves. There ain't no two ways about it. Because I'm going to be the first to tell you, if not the next to tell you, in a long line of brothers who will tell you, this crop of black men that's out here today, they can't protect you. You still have some brothers like myself who can protect, but it's not enough of us. You're going to have to arm yourselves. Because this regiment of black men out here now, they have no interest in protecting you. And they can't protect you. They're not hard enough. They don't have no manliness in them. They're like they're being bred to be cowards. It's like they're being bred to lay down. It's like they're being bred to live on their knees. It's like they're being bred to give the white man oral sex. Seriously, some of them seem to be bred to give the white man fellatio. This crop of black men are deadly. They can't protect you. So I do encourage more black women to get guns, get into the gun ranges, start learning how to shoot these guns, start learning anything you can on how to protect yourself in self-defense, because it's unfortunate that it's gotten like this. But I'm gonna keep it real with you. The black men I see out here now, they can't do it. They can't get the job done. I see a lot of the old heads like myself or older who still got that black power in them, but it's not enough of us. Not enough of us. Yeah, I heard about that, right? Yeah, I heard about that. You see what I'm talking about? You see the insanity? You see the lunacy behind what's going on? A man was rejected by a woman and she gets shot. See the lunacy behind that? That's what I'm talking about. I don't know I ain't never seen nothing like this before. I don't know what the hell is wrong with these niggas. I mean, you're that weak that you can't take a woman saying no. I mean, that's the way it is. Every woman isn't going to say yes. So if she don't want to talk to you, okay, keep it moving. Go find another woman to talk to. Go find a woman that will talk to you. You know, just because women don't want to, this is crazy, man. I don't even know. I mean, the more I talk about this, the crazier it gets. All right, we got another bro. Speak. Welcome to the panel. What's going on?
What's going on, Max? How you doing?
Ain't nothing, man. Just sitting here relaxing, just talking about this and trying to find some solutions, man, to stop this shit.
Yeah. Well, the sad reality is it's not. This ain't something that's going to be easy to fix, and it's going to take a long time to fix because it's been a long time building up. This is years and years and years of building up a lot of broken homes, a lot of society teaching these young boys that the only thing matter is vagina and money. And if you don't have neither, that you're pretty much worthless, not taught anything any better. So this is what it is now. I mean, especially you just talked about a dude just shooting a chick because she said no. I mean, I mean it doesn't. I mean, this is what it is now. These
But you
guys are
know,
taught.
right, I hear what you're saying, but you see, here's what my problem is, though, right?
Hmm.
We know society has it out for us. They've always had it out for us. They couldn't
Right.
break out people in slavery. They thought slavery would break black people. It actually didn't. It actually galvanized black families. It made them stronger and they were more prosperous, right? It took
Yeah.
some diabolical situation like drugs to break the foundation. And so we know that society has it out for black people. My problem is this. Even though we faced the same hurdles back in the days when I was growing up, because I talk about the 60s and 70s sometimes like nothing happened. Oh no, shit went down then too. But the difference back then now was the parents intervened. And the parents wouldn't allow certain things to get into the minds of their children. And the fathers wouldn't allow certain behavior from their sons. And certain behavior did not go unpunished, it did not go unchecked. So you didn't have a regiment of young boys growing up completely out of control with no guard for life like you have now. You understand? The parents did something about what was going on back then. They just didn't let society teach their children any old kind of thing. They even put restrictions on what we can watch on TV and what we heard on the radio and who we talk to on the phone. That's how much the parents were in the lives of their children back then because they knew what was out here. They knew what society was trying to do. This was back in the 60s and 70s. What you don't have now is that you don't have parents defending or deflecting what society is trying to turn their children into. They've allowed what society is teaching to affect their children. Well, I wouldn't say infect their children. These young boys that I spoke of earlier, who are running around in my neighborhood now wearing lavender skinny pants, dressing like girls. They're like girls in boys' bodies, and they're carrying 9mm Glocks. Extremely out of control with their emotions. And it's groups of them. It ain't just 2 or 3. I've seen as much as 30 in one group. And I'm talking about all of them are like 65 out. You've never seen anything like this when I was growing up. You didn't see no boys like, you didn't see no group of boys like that. And I'm talking about there's groups and groups of them wearing girls' clothes, dressing like girls, acting like girls, talking like girls, getting their hair done like girls, wearing loud ass colors, tight, super tight ass fucking pants and shit, and carrying fucking Glocks. No influence, no male influence anywhere to speak of. And that's the difference between the time I grew up and now. We There was shit going on back in the 60s and 70s that's going on now with society. But the difference back then was we still had a powerful male influence and a female influence to shield us from that and teach us how to deal with that. And they wouldn't allow that to infect us. That's the difference I see now. Children are being infected by poison and demonic energy. That's why I said the other day on my podcast, R&B, R&B and hip hop should be jettisoned out of your households. It ain't nothing but evil and demonic energy in the music now. I did a podcast the other day about the systematic destruction of Black love through R&B and hip hop. You got mixed up, misguided fools like Tekashi 6ix9ine running around here not giving a damn. You think he gonna give a damn about this little girl here? None of these motherfuckers in the music industry today give a damn about Black children. Not even Snoop Dogg. Ain't nobody talking about this shit. The only motherfucking halfway celebrity I seen even said something about this shit was Hassan Campbell. Shout out to Hassan Campbell. He used to be with Africa Bambaataa and them. He's the only halfway celebrity that I've seen even did something on this little girl. I ain't seen nobody else do a damn thing about this little girl or what's happening to our children, period, other than Hassan Campbell and General Cyrus and say, Taz used to do stuff like this, and now I'm doing it. I don't see nobody else doing this.
No.
Like I said, hold on one second. And like I said, R&B and hip hop today is done. Black people need to fall back. R&B and hip hop no longer belongs to us. That's not our music. Not anymore. Yeah, bro, speak.
Yeah, I mean, because let's be honest, a lot of us unfortunately don't really care. I mean, they see so many of these stories that now it's just become, I want to say, I guess desensitized may be the better word for it. It's like, I mean, we can, it's like when you see one death of a child, it's very heartbreaking. But when you see it day after day after day, and you see nothing being done, now it's just you're just used to it. It's like it's just look at it, just well, that's just accept it.
Yeah, I don't want to get used to it. I don't never want to accept it.
I do.
And this is
Mhm.
something that as Black people, we should never want to get used to this. And we should never allow ourselves to accept this. You got to understand something. This isn't rocket science. This little girl was a part of our future. By taking her life, you done took away a part of our future. We don't know what this little girl would have become. You done took away part of our future. These kids are our future. And these kids are being turned rotten from the inside out. They're being saturated with nothing but poison and demonic energy. Princess just said she's in Cali, and you have a rash of robberies by 12-year-olds and 14-year-olds running around armed, which collaborates with what I just said about seeing groups of teenage boys dressed like girls and carrying Glocks. And you know something else? The police ride right by them and won't arrest them and won't even do nothing to them. They see them
Yeah.
all the time, know they carrying, and don't stop them or frisk them or do nothing. They want them to tear up the community. They want them to murder each other. They want them to murder black people. The police now only show up after somebody that got killed. They don't even respond. They don't even respond to calls anymore. I've been hearing that they only respond to certain calls now. And certain calls, they take a long time to get there because they're probably waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised about that. It, and I bet you some of those boys they letting walk around is probably some of their snitches. So there's
Yeah.
that going too. They're the informants. So it's a big problem, and I think also I think you were talking about earlier. Why these boys are acting out that way, and I think that it's a lot of it plays a part of it. I think you have the structure of the black family, of course, that when you divided the men and the women, you basically what I believe, and I think some people can agree with me, when integration happened and when all the restrictions that white people placed on black people was lifted, the ones that really thought that the white ice was colder, they ran for it, and so you left a lot of these communities kind of decimated, and then add crack into the mix, the war on drugs, hip hop, this focus on get the bag mentality instead of building wealth within your community. This is what you have right now, and it's gotten to the point, like you said, it's like these boys are just out of control. They'll shoot anybody. They're not emotionally stable because they didn't have that balance between the men and the women. The men kept their emotions in check. Um, and all they around is women who, less women are more emotional. So the boys are learning that from them, or they're not learning it at all. And so if you don't have no guidance on how to control your emotion, then you just go anything can set you off, and then you're
Yeah,
not taught to care for yourself.
hmm Yeah, my whole problem with what you're saying is this, right? Not that you're wrong. My whole
Hmm.
problem with it is this. First of all, let me shout out Energy Matcher. 350 black women and girls have been murdered since January 1st of this year. 350. January, February, March, April. So you're talking about in the span of 3 months, 350 black women and girls have been murdered. That's more than 100 a month. That's more than
Yeah,
100 a month. That's disgusting. And then not only that, when are we going to finally understand? Now we can sit up here, we can talk about policies, we can talk about immigration, we can talk about what the politics aren't. I mean, what the politicians aren't doing. We can sit up here and talk about white supremacist talking points. We can do all of that, but at the end of the day, the real problem still exists. The problem that is causing all of this is black men. Black men are the problem. Black men have become weak, they've become cowardly, they've become effeminate, and they have sold out. Too many of them have sold out. The protector, the guardian of Black society has become a shell of himself. Understand something. Our Black women and children have no one to turn to. We are their first, their last, and only line of defense. The world has shown us how much they don't give a damn about our women and children. They've shown us that already. So if they don't have us, they have no one. Black men are the problem. Now we can sit up here, I can run it down to you step by step why we are the problem. And we can still have those discussions if you guys want. We can still talk about white supremacist talking points. We can still talk about Black female fuckery. We can still talk about politicians. We can still talk about this fake gynocracy and all the other shit. But when we're done with all of that, I'm gonna warn you, after we've exhausted our tongues on that, there's still the same problem that's going to remain. This is the fault of Black men. Black men are the problem. And let me put the link out in the chat one more time. Anybody want to come up here and join this discussion, you're free to do so. And I will engage you. I have no problem engaging you on your talk. You want to come up here, rattle off Tommy gun, Tommy gun rattle, all your white supremacist talking points. Black women are overweight, this, and that. Black women got attitude. We can do all that.
Yeah, those
okay, that's fine. We can have that discussion. But at the end of the day, it's not going to erase the real problem. The real problem is Black men. Black men won't protect their communities anymore. They won't protect their families anymore. They won't fight for their communities anymore. They won't fight for their families anymore. They won't fight for their people anymore.
Nope.
They've decided to lay down and play dead. They've decided to run with their tail tucked between their legs. They've taken the cowardly way out. Many of them have sold out and sided with the enemy against us. And I got a long laundry list of what Black men have become and what they've allowed to happen. This is disrespect to our ancestors. It's disrespect to the Black power brothers and sisters of the 50s, 60s, and 70s who gave their lives protecting Black people and fighting against the system. If many of the Black Panthers were alive today, they'd probably be shooting a lot of these niggas. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yep.
And when you got all of this going on, right? This precious little girl who was in the car with her father, 7 years old, going to get a Happy Meal. She probably excited. Going to McDonald's with her daddy. She excited, having fun. She can't wait to get a little ice cream, parfait or whatever from McDonald's, whatever the hell they got at McDonald's. Well, I wouldn't take my child to McDonald's. But anyway, she's excited. She's 7 years old. A hail of bullets come in the car and take her life. A hail of bullets. And the hands that pulled those triggers on those guns were Black. And they were males. The Black men are the problem. Because the Black man is the one that's strong enough to prevent stuff like this happening. Our fathers governed our behavior. We had strong fathers who did not allow us to behave like this. They taught us differently. There was discipline. There was consequences for crazy behavior like this. So like I said, the link is in the chat. Anybody want to come up? Like I said, we go through the whole regimen of talking points. I'm fine with all of that. But once we did all of that, understand the problem's still going to be black men. That's not going to change until black men accept the fact that we failed and get together, put our heads together, and do something about the failure.
Yeah, I'm in agreement, and it's going to have to start with, look, whether you on one side of the whole, no matter what, how you feel about black women in particular, I think that the end of the result is the men going to have to get together and figure out what you're going to do, if anything, to get in these boys' lives, so they're not feeling that they're hopeless. This and that's only people going to be able to do that is men. Black women can't do as much as I like to say. The sisters can do a lot of things, and we know that they can. They cannot fix this on their own. It's
Well,
going to be the men who got to fix it. You,
well, I hate to break the news to you, but we need their help now.
I know we need their help, Max.
We don't have the men, we don't have the
Yeah.
manpower. There's just too many sissies, too many cowards, too many sellouts. We need somebody to take up those lost numbers.
Okay.
We don't have no choice but to turn to the black woman. She is the only
I,
person that we can turn to. We need her
I,
help. Now, of course,
I,
we're not saying that she needs to get a machine gun and get out there in the street and start blowing people away. We need her more on the cerebral end to help us figure this shit out.
right. Now, yeah, I get. Yeah, I'm getting that, but it's got to start with men
Yeah,
before. It's got to start with men. I mean, yes, we're gonna need the women, but if the women are seeing that the men are actually doing something, they'll be more inclined to help.
right.
And yes, and they need to be more. I don't I, I don't want to see the women on the front lines. I don't. That's
No, not on the front lines.
I yeah. Because there was I remember I had this discussion on Tumblr, and me and this woman was going back and forth, and I said, well, y'all should be focusing more on, you know, getting into government, getting the laws changed and stuff. And she said, well, you just want us to die for you. I'm like, I no, I don't want black women to die for me. I don't want her in the front lines. I don't
But but
want,
but black women are already dying for us. They've been dying for us.
yeah, and I get that. But she's implying that that's what allow that that's what I would want and what black men would want. A real black man don't want their women dying for them. They don't want them marching and getting in confrontations with the cops. That's not what a real black man. Now I ain't talking about some of these goofballs out here. Some of these
Right, right,
goofball males. You know, I ignore them. I don't even look at the manosphere, black manosphere that much. And only certain people that I even look to, and even they are kind of distance themselves away from the black manosphere. So, but it has to start with men. I mean,
yeah, it has to
women can
start
do
with
a lot.
men.
It's got to start with men. Yes, we can get the women involved, but it's got to start with men. And it's
Well, we don't have no choice but to get. We need their input
yeah,
because we don't have enough. We don't have enough. We just don't have enough. We got too many enemies, man. We got too many guys. They got group. You know what, man? We got a bunch of tyrants out there that are black men. Tyrants. Kevin Samuels is a modern day tyrant. It's a tyrant, and he leads a large regiment of black men who are completely fucked up in the head.
well, I don't know about a tyrant, but
It's a tyrant.
but
He's a tyrant. He wants to rule with an iron fist. Listen to his rhetoric. You got this,
Yeah,
you got all this shit out here. Check
you
this
know,
out. You got all this shit out here happening, right? You got little girls, innocent girls like this losing their lives. This motherfucker is making podcasts about telling women off or attacking or you know, making podcasts about white supremacist talking points about black women. He more
yeah,
concerned with the black woman not being able to grab the fucking high value man. Are you fucking kidding me, man? Are you fucking kidding me, man? That's where we are now. This 7-year-old girl was shot like a target dummy at a shooting range. And these niggas are making podcasts about whether a black woman is a 6 or a 7, and she's worthy of going after a high value dude who's making 6 figures or more. That's where we're at now.
yeah. I, Max, you. I mean, I just saw a podcast where we had one black dude was going off on another black guy because he wouldn't approach a white woman.
Oh boy.
I'm like, this is what I saw, and I did a podcast about it. That's where we are because they're so focused on vagina and money, and they're
Yeah.
not focused on themselves, building themselves up to get that woman and have an actual family and have an actual and build a community. These guys are not on that. All they care about is vagina and money or certain aspects of the woman.
Hey Aaron, what's going on? Hold on a second, bro. Speak. What's up, Aaron?
Yeah.
Let me put the link in the chat, Aaron. You want to come on up and chill with us? It's my brother in the chat, the real Aaron Collins.
Hey, Aaron.
Charlie. Oh, let me throw the link in the chat. See if you want to come up. Link is in the chat, Aaron. If you want to come on up, chill out with us. But yeah. So I don't listen. The brothers who are going after white women, I don't even care about them no more because they're gonna get what they deserve anyway. Because they either stupid or blind or both. Because Becky's out here blowing black dudes away.
Right.
They just snatched some Becky up there. They got some Becky caged like an animal because she just shot some brother in the chest. Talking about she was going for a taser.
Yeah.
Even though it was very clear that she had her gun out, pointed for more than 2 minutes at the dude. You gonna tell me you couldn't see what the fuck you had in your own goddamn hand? Fuck out of here. So they're gonna get what they deserve anyway. Yeah.
That lady,
they're gonna get what they deserve.
Yeah. But the point of it that the rage that he had for another black man because he wouldn't go after a white chick, and just the fact that we having all these podcasts over tricking, game, OnlyFans. It shows you where a lot of these dudes mind at. They're not on building the community, protecting them, building themselves. It's all about vagina and the bag, and it's not even on the bag as much.
You know what?
It's more on vagina. If you can have a podcast, you talking about black women, whether to deify them or vilify them, how to get sex from them, how to get them to be submissive. Dudes will run and drove. But you talking about actually doing things to improve their health, improve their community, improve their family, they ain't gonna come. They ain't gonna show up.
I'm trying to figure out what makes black women non-submissive. Okay, listen. I'm a wave the truth flag again. I'm gonna call the truce, and I want one of you sissy bims or manosphere dudes. If you're listening, I know you're in the clouds. Come on up there and tell me what makes white women so submissive.
They really.
Yeah. I don't mind having that debate. Come on up here and face me, and we can do it right now. We can go at it right now. to see who's the better woman, the white woman or the black woman. So you know you sissy bims out there riding for Becky's, come on up here. I'm calling the troops. Come on up here. I'm gonna let you come up on this podcast. And we're gonna have a little powwow. I know you're in the clouds. Don't be shy. I'm calling the troops. I ain't gonna throw you off the panel. Come on up here. I want to hear all of this white submissive. I want to hear all of this. I want to hear what this is all about. Okay? I want to hear it. So you want to come up here and run your mouth? Come on up here. Talking about the black woman. The black woman is the most submissive woman. First of all, the sacrifices that black women have made for black men are unprecedented. A white woman would never do for you what black women have done for us and what black women continue to do for us. A white woman will leave you. First of all, a white woman is weak. The first sign of hard times, she's out of there, unless she's been raised in a trailer park to where she's used to poverty. And then once you get them like that, they ain't gonna be no inspiration to you no how, because they don't progress like black women do. Once they one way, they stay one way. So if you get one out of a trailer park that's used to poverty, I don't care how much money you got, her mentality is gonna stay the same. She's still gonna be trailer park trash. Whether you put money into her or not, it'll just be like putting lipstick on a pig, because she ain't gonna change. She's gonna remain the same way she is. White people are very I would say they're overly traditional. This is why they don't want to give up slavery. They keep wanting to go back and live in the past. They're overly traditional. And so what's burned into their mind is gonna stay in their mind. So that Becky you pull out of the trailer park, I don't care how rich you get, how many figures you make, she's still gonna be trailer park trash. She's never going to progress. So you can take a black woman out of poverty and she will progress along with you. White women don't do that. They stay exactly the way they are. So wherever you got them from, whatever mentality that's etched in their mind, is going to stay like that. So if she trailer park trash when you got her, she will be trailer park trash when you marry her, and will be trailer park trash when you divorce her. But understand something. When you divorce her, her people are going to be in her ear about getting half of everything you got. And she's going to take half of what you got and probably go back and live in a trailer.
Yeah.
Once trailer park trash, always trailer park trash. You know how they say you can take the person out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of the person? Well, that's actually talking about white folks. You can take her out of the trailer park, but you can't take the trailer park out of her. That's all she knows. That's the way she's gonna stay. They don't deviate from what they know. That's why they still running around here 20 years old, still thinking like the white supremacists thought back in the 1800s. You know why? Because that mentality has been passed down, because they don't progress. They keep the same mentality decade after decade after decade.
Plus, they have a society that really they don't have to unless they truly want to. So that
Right, and Cynthia G has already pointed this out with the pathology. A white supremacist today is the same as a white supremacist back in the 1800s. Slavery, it's the same fucking mentality. They don't change. So the Becky that you're running around here with, who was sleeping with dogs in the trailer park, when you found her, She gonna be sleeping with dogs while you marry her.
Yeah, they do love them. They do love them dogs.
Yeah.
Way, way, way too much. I'm
I
like,
mean, you might as well get veterinarian. You may as well get veterinarian insurance too while you at it.
yep. And don't have one around horses. Oh Lord,
Yeah.
I'll pray for you.
So today I'm calling another truce. You know, you sissy. I know y'all in the clouds listening. Okay, I know y'all in the clouds listening. I'm calling the truce. The panel is open. The link is in the chat. Come jump on, and we can have a discussion. I would be more than happy to tear you limb from limb, because you ain't gonna beat me on no black women. You can forget about that. But you're more than welcome to try. And I'm curious. I want to hear the arguments. I'm dying to hear these arguments. I'm dying to hear how submissive white women are, how their status symbol, and how many of them don't look masculine. Oh, I mean, I can't wait for y'all to explain to me why many of them don't look masculine, even though even though they look masculine as hell.
Man,
I'm
don't even
waiting
get
for
me started on
somebody
some of
to
them look
explain
masculine.
how they escape being called masculine. Like Donovan Sharp's wife. How does she escape being called masculine? I don't understand. Most of you dudes with these Beckys, I'm wondering about your sexuality because you got Beckys that look like white men. So I'm confused. I mean, are you at that threshold where you say, hey, you know what? I'm kind of heading that way to being gay? So as a last ditch effort to hold on to my manhood, I'm going to get me a white woman that can look like both. On Monday, she can look like a white man, but on Tuesday, she can look like a white woman.
I think some of them are getting Tigos though.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, so anytime you guys want to come up here and challenge me about the black woman against the white woman, you're more than happy to. I have no problem laying you out in front of everybody because you're not going to beat me on that. You're welcome to try. I don't give a damn who comes up here. Kevin Samuels, Mansfield. You're not beating me on black women versus white women. It's not going to happen. But you can try. So the panel is open. We're going to be here for another couple of hours. I ain't got nothing to do. Wife's at work. I'm on vacation. I ain't got no problem shooting you full of holes. Go ahead, bro, speak.
Yeah, I never understood the obsession with white women myself. I mean, I I have
But you see, but
coworkers.
here's my whole thing, though, bro, speak.
Yeah.
Okay, if it was a melanated woman, right? Say like if you went for a Hindu, Indian woman, or a Haitian woman, or Ghanaian woman, or even a Spanish woman, or something. Somebody was like, okay, but a white woman who has absolutely no connection to you at all, don't care nothing about you, out here trying to get you murdered, and will turn on you at the drop of a dime. Don't you know if enough of her people show up, she will turn on you? Just ask Albert Hainsworth, used to play for the Tennessee Titans back in those days, and how his woman turned on him. And now Shannon Sharp, how his woman flipped on him. Now he's standing up here like a whole fool ousted from the black community. But you know what? Shannon Sharp gets a little bit of reprieve because even though when he was with his Becky, he was still fighting for black folks. So he has a little bit of a reprieve, but just barely by the skin of his teeth. Okay. Well, you know, that's because a robo. Okay. Yeah, Shatera, and they are the most masculine look. I mean, if you don't get one that looks like what's the girl name from the Avengers movie when they played the Black Widow, you don't get somebody that look like her or the one that looks like a girl who played Tomb Raider, who played Wonder Woman. If you don't get some feminine looking one, man, you pretty much can hang it up. And then they
Right.
age badly too. Like you look at Charlie's Angels, real Farrah Fawcett, she turned into an old dusty looking mop. Yeah, Scarlett Johansson. That's a white woman with a black woman's body.
Yep.
Y'all ain't getting y'all not getting nobody like that. I don't see no Negroes walking around with no top shelf white woman like that. That's a top shelf white woman for white woman. That's a top shelf white woman. I don't see no niggas walking around with no women like no white women like that. I see y'all
I
more.
know.
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
y'all more in line with the woman that played Misery. What's her name?
Uh,
Oh,
what's her
crazy
name?
woman in Misery, one of the broke old dude's ankles and shit with that
Yeah.
sledgehammer.
Yeah.
She
I
fucked his
can't
ankles
think of
up,
that
y'all.
lady's
He
name.
hit the motherfucking nigga. The nigga foot laid down. She hit that motherfucker with that sledgehammer. The nigga ankle turned, his foot laid down. She broke that boy's ankles. Yeah, Bates, Kathy Bates. Yeah, I see
Yeah, that's
y'all
it.
running around with these Kathy Bates and Penny Marshalls and shit. And what's the hard looking woman that played Murphy Brown? Oh, hard looking, and the Ellen DeGeneres and shit. See y'all running around with these Ellen DeGeneres, Murphy Browns, Kathy Bates, Penny Marshalls. Yeah, Farrah did crack like sheetrock, didn't he? Man.
Yeah, life. Yeah, life kicked those women, and like you said, it's genetics.
Yeah, and why would
White
you
women
black women
never
age?
carry that weight
Black
unless they
women
have a
age.
lot of black in them. Yeah, they don't
Yeah,
carry that
black
weight.
women age beautifully, man. Why would you want someone that's gonna age like some old decrepit looking creature? I mean, they eye sockets start getting deep, their eyes get sunk in, they start growing humps on their back, start growing hair in peculiar places where there was never like they get this growth in parts of their body where hair wasn't meant to grow and shit. You know, like I said, you wake up one morning, all of a sudden you got a patch of hair on the right side of her neck. It wasn't there the night before. They get humps on their back. They start humping over. You know, I mean, it'd be bad, man. I mean, I saw this brother. Was it about 4 months ago? He was with this Becky. She had this big ass hump on her back, and he was still proud to be with her. Yeah, yeah, the Roseanne bars. Yeah, Candace Burton. Yeah, these are hard. Yeah, that's what I see y'all with. I don't see y'all with these top shelf. I've yet to see a brother with a top shelf white woman yet. I've yet to see them with someone like what's a girl that came out of that show called Friends? Jennifer Anderson. She's old
Yeah.
as hell and still look good.
Eh, uh, mm, I have my thoughts on her.
Yeah, but
I don't
she's
see the
still top.
appeal.
She better than what these. she, yeah, I don't see y'all with no top shelf. None of that.
Yeah, I can. I've seen some of these dudes with. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they bringing in the club that I go to, and they be like, "Oh man, she bad, she bad." Oh, okay, okay, let's see her. Then I'm looking at them like, this is what you bringing here?
Yeah, some
Just
old crazy
like
looking bitch feel like she been hunting demons for a living.
I'm like, bro, I'm like, no,
Yeah, I don't
no,
see no.
this is a
Yeah,
fail.
yeah. Where all these top shelf white women is supposed to be. I don't see y'all with none of these top shelf women.
Yeah, I mean,
Topanga
even some
from
so
Topanga from Boy Meets World. She was cute.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't see none of y'all with these top shelf white men. Y'all with these old hard looking, overly severely overweight. I mean, y'all had never talking about black women overweight, man. Some of these white women are outright abusive when it comes to weight. I'm
Yeah,
talking about they in the 600, 650, 700 pound range.
I had one lady who used to work in human resources. I mean, her behind was as big as a car trunk,
Yeah,
literally. And I'm like, and her boyfriend at the time was one of my supervisors, and he's a Hispanic guy, but he was about as big as her. And
yeah,
one of me and my coworkers, we were like, we wanted to see a porno of it, not because we wanted to turn on. We were just trying to figure out how the heck are they doing anything? Which how does this even work? So and you see them with these skinny black dudes. I'm like, yeah, I can see why because nobody else's penis is gonna fit for that. They're not gonna be able to reach. So it's like, man, yeah, but I just never seen the appeal of them. I it's just I if I was gonna marry anybody, again, it's gonna be a black woman. I just more
mhm.
comfortable with a black woman.
Let me
I just,
see here.
white women, I just never seen the appeal. You know, anybody for me, it's gonna be black or African because that's who I'm around. So it's just, but yeah,
Oh,
it's just it's sad, but it goes back to those guys in particular. That's probably they don't care about themselves because if you cared about yourself, I wouldn't want to be around oh, a woman like that. Just out of shape, don't care about herself, her weight. But these dudes be walking around proud. I'm like, what are you being proud of, dude? You should be ashamed. Your woman look like that, even if she is white. You should be ashamed of yourself for having a woman look like that, dude. That don't even make sense. But that goes back to these guys do not care about themselves. They don't have pride in themselves. I mean, it's just that's just what it is now. It's like they giving up. I mean, you got you got black dudes now who are telling black women to get with white dudes now. And now it ain't okay, well, expand your
let me
options
see.
type thing, but just because he hate himself so much, he downing black men so much and himself so much that he wants to give them to give black women to white men.
Well, what they're
That's
doing right now is they running commercials with natural looking black women that got frizzy afros. You know, the nappy headed hair that they claim is
Yeah.
so bad. Well, they
Yeah.
running campaigns now, corporate campaigns now, commercials where you see these beautiful black frizzy haired black women with like curly, like frizzy natural afros and long afros with these melanated men that look black, but they're not black.
Right.
Some of them are
They,
Hindu Indians. Yeah,
yeah,
they're
they're
not what we
racially
call Black American men.
ambiguous.
No.
Kind of racially ambiguous.
Yeah, no. I mean, they melanated, they dark skin, they can pass for black men, but when you look closer, you realize that they're from another race. Like most of the ones I seen were Indians, Hindu Indians,
Mm-hmm.
and they got them paired up with naturally beautiful looking black women with their natural hair, and these women are stunning too. And they got them paired up with Hindu Indians. As a black man, I would be upset with that. Like, man, don't you see, man, they dissing you. Man, y'all, yo, man, niggers. See, I got my woman, man. Y'all niggers is getting dissed every which way it could possibly be dissed. You ain't standing up and saying nothing about it. They're taking your woman and putting her face with all these other men except you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you run around here talking about some white women. The white women you got are like bottom feeders that white men don't even care about.
And even they are dissing you. I mean,
Yeah. I
they
was
own
watching,
videos saying they can make them do
yeah, I was
anything they
watching
want.
Cynthia G. You had some delusional fool on there. The white woman flat out telling them that she's white and being with a black dude is not a status symbol. And he on some girl, yeah, it is a status symbol being with black guys. She telling you it ain't. She white. Yeah, this fool
That
still
dude
talking
actually
about
said
something.
that.
Yeah, this fool,
Oh,
the white woman telling him, no, it's not a status. Nah, being with a black man, no status symbol. He's still on
mm,
some. It is a status symbol for a white woman to be with a black man. No, it's
mm.
not.
No, it's not. I don't know what that dude thinking. No, it's not. You are at best you're a bed bug. At
Right,
at
Phoenix Jean.
what what
They are
what kind
pairing
of
black women with dark melanated men that aren't necessarily black American. Now some have been. I've seen one woman with a Haitian. They're doing every other melanated black man, but black American man. And y'all don't even see what's happening to y'all. Y'all run around here talking about you want to invest money into the white communities. No, Auntie, this is live. I heard some fool on Cynthia. Shout out to Cynthia G. Hey, Shatira, thanks for the cash app. I really appreciate the support. Check this out. Some fools on. Shout out to Cynthia G, the beautiful Cynthia G. I love saying that because they hate it. And plus, I do believe she's a beautiful black woman. Now, she had on her show. Some fool was on there talking about some. Well, this is why black men are investing in white communities because black women have attitudes. What does that sound? Yo, man, yo, you gonna tell me you're gonna put financial resources into a community who's gonna turn around and take your financial resources and buy guns and bullets to shoot you with?
God damn it.
And let me tell you something, Brad ain't the only one shooting you. Becky done joined in. He's shooting you too. Amber Geiger was gangster. Tell me that wasn't a gangster move she did on that dude, bro.
Came in the house and blasting.
That was
Then lied
gangster.
and said it was her house. The-
Yeah.
I'm like,
She pulled
come
some,
on, man.
she pulled
I'm like,
some
that
gangster
damn
shit.
excuse. That was
Yeah, she
like,
pulled some gangster shit. She may as well had a line up to look, I was high. You know what I'm saying? That's some old weed shit right there, man. Yo, like, Man,
I was half asleep and didn't know that was my apartment. I'm like that lame ass excuse. I'm like, I work night shift. There have been times I don't even know how I drove home. But the one thing I didn't mistake was my apartment for another apartment.
man, let me tell you something.
That,
I was pissy drunk one night a while back, falling down. I'm talking about the kind of drunk to where everything is spinning and you can't stand up. You got to hold on to shit because if you don't, you're
hmm
gonna fall down because your equilibrium is fucked up. And still found my way home. Still found my way home. Still didn't go to the wrong house. She knew
yeah.
exactly what she was doing. She went after that dude for some reason. I don't know why. But this is what y'all get, man. These Haitians, these other black people, they have a different perspective about white people.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, I don't shoot. I don't put them women on a pedestal. I don't. I can't do it. I've seen too
And what do
many
we
of
mean? Okay, now when we say pedestal, what are we talking about here?
basically making them bigger than what they are.
And like, what do you mean by that? Give me an example.
Okay, like you said, well, the white woman is a status symbol. It's like
Well, that's
you know,
according
white,
to these mixed up, yeah, these old,
right? But
yeah.
that something like that, or making them into like godlike or something like that. Basically, making them they're more important than you. That's what I mean, something like that.
Okay, so make a case to me, right? Why your daughter wouldn't be more important to you?
Why she wouldn't be more important? No, your
Right.
daughter should be more important than you.
And so, if your daughter is more important to you, why wouldn't your wife be more important? She is the daughter's mother, isn't she?
Well, that's that's kind of a tricky one because I put it like this: the daughter is more in in your lineage than the wife. So if I would put her above the wife because the wife could leave, but your daughter's more connected to you forever than the wife. I'm not saying they're not important. I'm just saying you will probably put the daughter or your son because they are your direct lineage as opposed to the
Right.
wife. That's the
Well,
only reason why I would say you would put them above the wife
right.
because the
But
wife can she can choose to leave if she want
yeah,
to, but
she could choose to leave you, but she's still
right,
a part of your life because y'all have a child together. She's still the mother of the child.
right, and yeah, I mean
I
I
mean,
get that part.
it's a package deal. You don't get to separate. This is why I don't understand about guys in the manosphere because you're saying that you don't put women on pedestals. I need somebody to explain to me what that means because are you supposed like okay if you're putting them on pedestals? I don't understand what that means because this is the first time I ever heard stuff like this. You know, put women on pedestals. A lot of the rhetoric that I hear on social media, I've never heard before until I came to social media.
I know you you and me both. I never
I,
heard
I've never heard a lot of stuff.
until like I said, a lot of that's like I said, a lot of the stuff, all this stuff that they talk about now on social media, especially on YouTube, I didn't hear none of this um until I got on YouTube. I didn't even know there was really that big of a like this big of a problem with black women that guys have as a collective until you got on YouTube, and
I'm still
even
trying to
on Facebook. It's not as it wasn't as bad when I first got on. I mean, now it's like it's out of control. I don't even go on Facebook no more.
yeah, well, I'm still
It's
trying to figure out what the problem is. Like, what is this big problem that we're supposed to be having with black women? I still don't see what's going on here. Now, I know I've been married for a long time, and granted, I'm not out here looking for a mate, a female for a mate, but I don't see what's the problem. What's it? Okay, you have heard some of these guys. What is their biggest complaint? Since they too scared to come up here and represent themselves, I waved the truth flag. What is their biggest complaint?
I mean, we already heard about a bunch of them. I guess the other thing now is, well, I don't know. Really, Max, I kind of tune out from the black manosphere. So
Uh-huh.
as far as, unless I hear something from particular people, I'm not really in like deep in there like that I used to be maybe maybe a year ago. So, it's still the same complaints. I mean, the
Okay.
overweight, the child support, all that. It's the same thing
Oh,
we've been
okay.
talking
We don't want to get into the overweight thing because the
Yeah.
Beckys far exceed black women as far as weight. Far
Right.
exceed. And when they look at those numbers, right, about overweight, a lot of those women, those black women that are overweight, they aren't even grown. A lot of them are young. Some of them are teenage. You see, they factor in young teenage girls too in those numbers. So a lot of them ain't even grown women. So the number isn't really a true number. But there's
Yeah,
a
just like with the
large
marriage
number.
thing too.
Yeah, there's a large number. And you know what else too? They
Mm.
also count pregnant black women as fat. Did you know that? They count them
Yeah,
as overweight too.
yeah, that's
They get
that's
counted in there
that's
too.
crazy.
So, right. And so my thing is there's a huge number of white women overweight.
Hmm.
I was in
It's a
Oklahoma City a couple of months ago. Man, let me tell you something. Two out of every white woman I've seen was at least 250.
hmm
Two out of every white woman I've seen was at least 250. At least.
and it just get worse when you go into the rural areas.
Yeah.
Like where I
At
am
least
now, we're
250.
in a rural area. I mean, I don't see that many skinny like white chicks like that. It's
Dude, I
usually
seen
they.
brothers pulling up at a Walmart. I was in Oklahoma City. I seen brothers pulling up because they swirling out there like it's going out of style. A lot of people don't know about Oklahoma City. Niggas out there swirling like goddamn candy canes. So brothers were showing up in their dusty cars, you know, getting out with their shades on, walking like they was the shit with these fat Beckies getting out the other side. I'm talking about some of the Beckies when they got out the car actually raised up off the ground.
Damn.
Seriously.
Hey, right. God damn. Raising
Seriously.
up.
Like the car was on hydraulics or something. You know what I'm saying? And these dudes is proud, man. They walking with these big butterball Beckys. I mean, they strolling too, man. Like they strutting and shit. It's kind of like my man Summertime, right? With Will Smith, Summertime, when he talked
Yeah.
about you in your car, you just got it clean and you cruising 2 miles an hour so everybody see you. Well, when these dudes get out the car with their shades on and shit, when they're muscle shirts, they start walking in slow motion when they Becky get out the car so everybody can see them. And you look at the Becky, first of all, at first glance, you don't even think they're together because they're such an odd couple. You know what I'm saying? He's about $160, and the closer she gets to him, she's so big that she keeps making him look like he weighs less and less. So he gets out of the car at $160. By the time she get by his side, he look like he weighed about $120. So she done knocked 40 pounds off of him just by standing by his side.
Yeah, I guess they got to go. They got to go slow. 'Cause the car
Yeah.
getting way down by the chick.
I mean, it's bad when
Oh
your Becky is so big that when she stand by you, she make it look like you lost weight all of a
man.
sudden.
Like you're a little boy.
Yeah,
Damn.
all of a sudden you don't. Damn, man, I could have swore you was bigger 5 minutes ago. What changed
Um,
in the last 30 feet, bro? Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Like, and I be looking at these hogs and be like, man, they got the nerve talking about black women. What black women they talking about?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, look, I don't know, man. Because and then they some of them talk about, well, black women ain't exercising, and I'm like, I see black women exercising
Man, get
all
the
the
fuck
time,
out of
running
here, man.
around,
You
doing
go
all
into
kinds of
these
stuff.
gyms. You go into these gyms around here. My wife goes to one. You go to these gyms around here. It ain't nothing but black women in these gyms. It's very, very. It's black women and it's two or three Asian women. You may see an Asian woman in there, but it's mostly black women in these gyms working out. I mean, some of them in there still doing Taibo,
Yeah,
working out.
yeah. So I want, when they have these arguments. I mean, I it's like, okay, where are you getting the numbers? Where are you getting you? I mean, I don't know. That's why I kind of tend to avoid all that. There's only certain people
Well,
over there that I might listen to, but they're more balanced than pretty much a lot of them. And you see it's kind of like imploding. It's like big old feuds over there, in
yeah,
particularly, and it's about the same shit. It's nothing different.
yeah. And the thing about it is, I mean, they with these Beckys that like their weight plays tricks on you. Okay, they're not like regular fat women. They're like special fat women because they weight play. Like for example, if they turn, like I've seen some of them, like if they turn to the side and you see them from the side, if you're not up close, you can't tell which side is the front or back
Ooh,
because both sides look the same. Like if she got a big butt, she's got a big belly that looks like a big butt.
oh, damn.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she turns sideways, unless and if she got long hair that covers her face, unless you up on her, you can easily confuse which side is her front and which side is her back.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah, I've seen them
that's
like that too.
wow.
I've seen it
That's
where you
that's
couldn't tell.
outrageous.
I've been faked out a few times until I got up close. Like, oh, okay, so I mean, if she got boobs, right? She got
Hmm.
these big balls on her back too, like her upper back got these big, protruding like hump type shoulder blades that look like boobs on her back. I mean, some of them are just outright nasty. And I've been fooled a few times. I'm like, oh damn. You go to address the lady and you think you look at her in the face and turn out it's the back of her head.
God damn.
Yeah, I've
That's
seen them like that. I've seen it. I mean, I'm telling you, I've seen. Because I drive all over the country, especially out in the Midwest. I'm telling you, I've seen.
Oh,
Oh man, the Midwest, forget about it.
are they
The
like that in
Midwest,
Minnesota? Like that, man?
nah, not Minnesota. I'm talking about way out there, man. Like, yeah, Minnesota. Well, not Minnesota, but more like past Illinois, going into Iowa and all that. You know what I'm saying? Out there in the West, the far West.
Okay,
Yo,
I can see that actually.
Iowa got the most fat white women I've ever seen.
Mhm.
If you find a petite white woman in Iowa, she's probably from another state.
Wow. That- oh, that's mhm.
Yeah.
Wow. You can't tell.
See,
You
this
can't
this is
tell
why
the
I'm
front or
begging for them
back.
to come up here because I will have a field day because I drive around this country. I see this stuff all the time. I go from state to state. I drive all 48. I see these Beckys in all different states, Montana, all over the place. There's no way in hell black women outnumber white women when it comes to obesity. It's impossible.
No, it's really it's not.
Let me tell you something, man. In Iowa alone, I would say anywhere between 60 to 65%, maybe 70% of the white women in Iowa are obese. Are obese. And I'm not just talking about just being overweight. I'm talking about obese. Overweight is a different issue. That's before we get to the that's before we get to just them being just regular overweight. We're talking about obese to morbidly obese. About 60 some percent, maybe a little bit over 60. Huge white women. And then in Minnesota, they got these big hulking white women. I'm talking about 6'3", 300 pounds, big sledgehammer hands. And a lot of them got black boyfriends. I seen one black dude being carried around by his Becky.
Damn, that's
Yeah, you carrying him around like he was a baby.
oh, dude, man. They sh dude, that dude should be ashamed of himself being carried by a woman.
No, man,
That's embarrassing.
no, dude, these dudes be smiling, bro. They got these big, huge monkey smiles where they show all their teeth.
But is it in their
Some,
eyes or they just smiling? Because
yeah, some of
I
them
have to
be
imagine that their eyes, their soul is not there. If you getting carried by a
no,
Becky
some of them be putting on their cool walk like they from the hood. When they with these Beckys, they just stick out like a sore thumb.
I guess however you got to cope or something. I don't know.
Yeah, man. So you don't want to. It ain't no comparison, bro. Ain't no
Well,
comparison. And you know what? And a lot more black women are in the gym today than just about any race of woman now. The black, if you look up gym memberships across the country, the black women's membership in these gyms are way up.
yeah, I believe it when the last I went to a gym, it's been a while. Really
All
need to
these
get back.
gyms around here, where I live at in Virginia, I live in a military town. All of
Mm,
these gyms around here are filled with black women. I don't care which one you pick out. There's not a lot of heavy set black women walking around here. Where I live at in Virginia. I see a lot of black women who are in shape every day. All my neighbors are in shape. And the white women that live on my block, they all fat. So I don't know what these niggas talking about, man. You know, you get these statistics. You know, these statistics are skewed. They don't even know how they gather these statistics. You know, these guys just talk white supremacist talking points. They believe anything the white man tell them. Your man's sitting up here talking about he don't call it selling out, he call it buying in. Your boy Kevin Sanders. He calls selling out buying in. So he done completely bought into white supremacy. So I guess his job is to sit up here and take black women down a peg or two. Now you tell me what black man in his right mind wants to take his woman down a peg or two? Why would you want to do something like that? And not only that, what is this pedestal that these guys keep talking? What do you mean put black women on a pedestal? What, because you love them and you care about them, that's put them on a pedestal? Other races of men put their women on pedestals. You can go to China, you see the Chinese woman on everything. You go to Puerto Rico, the Puerto Rican woman, she's on everything. You go to Mexico, the Mexican woman, she's on everything. The white woman is on just about everything here in America.
Exactly.
So other races put their women on pedestals. So what's our problem? We don't get to celebrate the beauty of. We got the most beautiful women on earth. We don't get to celebrate their beauty. We can't sit up here and say our women are beautiful too, without some old punk talking about, well, you putting them on the pedestal.
Yeah, it goes back to that whole simp word that they've
Here's
been
my thing. Here's my thing. Here's my
doing.
thing.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. Let me ask you a question. How is it that you're so jealous of a woman when you're a man? I don't understand that. I'm a man, okay? I'm a man. Why would I be jealous of a woman? We're not even the same. We're not even the same. Like a woman is completely different from me.
Right.
There's a whole different set of rules. I'm a man. She's a woman. What do I look like being jealous of her? Jealous of her about what? She's a woman. I'm a man. Jealous about what? We're not even the same. So what the hell am I jealous of her about? I don't understand that.
That's it.
Yeah, I need somebody to break that down to me because these guys are jealous of black women. For what though? You're supposed to be men. What are you jealous of women for? Why are you just how is that you're a man and you're jealous of a woman that doesn't compute? That somebody got to break that down to me. They said I'm not that smart. They've been insulting my intelligence since I've been on here. Okay, so I'm gonna let them get this one. I'm ignorant and dumb and stupid because I don't understand that. So please educate me. And according to a lot of people in the manosphere, I'm in severe need of education. Okay, I'm in severe need of education. So please, somebody educate me on that. I'm a man. Okay, she's a woman. Why on earth am I jealous of her? That doesn't make any sense to me. That's like a banana being jealous of an apple, or an apple being jealous of a banana for being a banana. I mean, I don't know what. I don't get it. We're not even the same thing. You know, an apple's not a banana. Banana's not an apple. So, what do I need to be? Why am I? Yeah, educate me on that.
Okay. Well,
Now you know
then
what that
I
is.
will
Somebody asked
try.
me.
I'll try as best as I can.
All right.
Um, Cause I'm the resident manosphere according to some. But um, I think it comes from the fact that this society teaches, unfortunately, that men and women are equal. So some of these dudes are thinking that they should be treated equally, the same, as weird as that sounds. Um, so they see a woman getting all these benefits and they have to, you know, like for instance, um, like just stuff that women get just because men like to help women, you know,
Mhm.
whereas guys, only certain guys get something similar from women. It's not the average guy is not going to get some of the things that women can get from men, just any woman. So they feel that because they feel that men and women are equal, that's because this society is teaching it and trying to at their damage to make it a reality. That's where the jealousy comes in. And that's
Uh-huh.
really because they're not taught to value themselves as men.
Right.
So I think that's where that's just been my theory on that.
Interesting.
And yeah,
That's funny because I just turned 54 a couple of weeks ago. I never felt that way. I never felt that way. Never been jealous of women. Never thought about it. Never felt that way. I don't even know how they feel. I don't even. How do you even feel like that? I don't even know how to feel like that. Yes, women get what they want because they're women.
right.
The vagina is undefeated. The vagina will never be the. As long as the vagina is on this earth, it will reign supreme.
And I
It's,
think
it's never it's never a good because let me explain something to you, right? James Brown said it the best. He said it's a man's world, but it won't be nothing without a woman or a girl, right?
right.
Women, if you making love to a woman, you can make her feel good, right? But you can never make her feel as good as she make you feel. There's something about her. There's something about her that takes your feeling to the next level. Only she can give that to you. Only she can do that to you. Why do you think you got men around here now who are addicted to vagina
Yeah.
to the point where there's
Yep.
sexual deviance?
Facts.
Yeah, you're not. The vagina is a powerful. The womb is powerful, man, because it brings life into this world. You're not overpowering that. Ain't no getting around that. I don't care how many inches you have, whatever. You're not getting around that. That's gonna reign supreme, bro. That's where life comes from.
Right.
Mhm.
And
Ain't no
definitely
beating up.
about those inches they keep claiming that, oh yeah, we can get a woman addicted to the inches. Look, I know some women who can take your inches and then take another dude with the same amount, if not greater, and still walking and keep on going.
Yeah, but even that, right? That's really not the. You're not going to. You can't compete with women, bro. I hate to break this news to you guys who are listening. You cannot compete with men. Can't compete with women. There's no competing with women. They're in a whole nother stratosphere from us. There's no competing with them. You can hang that up, and you can be jealous all you want. It's not going to stop the fact that men pursue women. Men love women. Men shower women with gifts because they're women. They're beautiful people. They They make us feel incredible. There's no defeating that. What they can give to us, you can't get from no other man. You can't get from no man. There's no man on earth capable of giving another man what a woman can give a man. And real men know this. This is why real men love women. They shower women with gifts. They spoil women. They spoil their daughters. They love their little cute daughters. They protect their daughters. They kill you over their daughters. And they love their women. You're not competing with them. I don't even know why. I don't even know why dudes are even trying. It's stupid. You even try. You can sit up here and call them all kinds of names all you want. You can sit up here and say black female fuckery all you want, but it ain't going to change a damn thing. Men are going
And
to
that
keep pursuing women. They're going to keep showering women with gifts. And you know what bothers these guys probably the most is this. Even though your boy Kevin Samuels is trying so hard to make black men think something different, which I really feel sorry for you if you listen to that fool. I really feel sorry for you because it's like lambs being led to the slaughter because he's feeding you a bunch of bullshit. You ain't gonna, you ain't rising higher than no women. They are the ultimate. They are where life comes from. You're not going past that, and you can't compete with that. They are where you come from. Can't compete with that. And we have science. We have real science that will break your heart. You don't really want us to go into the science and prove some receipts and bring out some receipts, right? That will actually tell you that men can survive without women. I'm sorry, women can survive without men. See, because what they don't tell you about the true nature of women, black woman, is her true nature is asexual. She can survive without men. That's proved science. So there's no, and we'll do that. We'll bring the receipts on here, right? We'll let the white man tell you. Know what I'm saying? So you can't compete with them on no level. You're not even the same. So trying to compete with them is stupid. You're not going to win that. In the grand scheme of things, if you had a contest, right, to where you take the dudes in the manosphere or the Kevin Samuels and all that, and you put them in the real competition in front of the real world against black women, they will lose and they will lose badly. Matter of fact, it would be so bad it would get ran out of town. It'd be a really ugly wake up call. You guys would get laughed out of town. You get chased out of town and get beat up all the way out of town. Trying to compete with women, you can't do that. Ain't no competing with them. That vagina is all powerful, man. You can forget about it.
But yeah, I think because I think again it goes back to they're not taught to value themselves. Just enjoy the fact that hey, I mean, you're a man. Enjoy. I mean, just enjoy being a man. I think that has a lot of that been robbed of guys. it's
Let me tell you
the
something, man.
enjoyment of being a man. They're so focused on these females either for vagina validation, even like you said, trying to compete with them, and
Let
which
me let me give you,
I
all
can't
right,
even get that competing part. It just that
let
don't
me
even make
give you
sense.
some let me give you some cold hard facts, right? You heard of Hannibal Barker, right?
Who?
Hannibal. Hannibal Barker, greatest
Hannibal.
warlord the world has ever seen.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking the movie.
Yeah. Hannibal, and you know, white men still study Hannibal, white generals and all that. You know that
Yeah.
he was bred in you know what kind of army he came out of? He came out of a society that was ruled by a woman.
Mm,
His army, his navy, his military was the most fierce military on earth. They were the most creative. They were the most advanced army the world has ever seen. They are where mercenaries came from. They had mercenaries on this earth before anyone else. That society in Carthage was founded and ruled by a woman. And they raised Carthage to the ground down to the last pebble, trying to erase her out of history. See, when you talk about Hannibal, right, people don't want to talk about where he came from. He came out of Carthage, which was ruled by a woman, founded, set up, designed, and ruled by a woman. And she had the most fierce military the world has ever seen and had the first weapon of mass destruction.
mm,
She also had seaports, the most advanced military the world has ever seen. And even to the day, America, right, has patterned itself after that army, after her military. The first weapon of mass destruction they had was a boat, a huge boat that was humongous, that would cause devastating damage if it slammed into other boats. The boat was nearly unsinkable. You can look it up. The first weapon of mass destruction came out of the Carthaginian army, military. How do you think they defeated 80,000 soldiers with 30,000 people? And 15,000 of those people were mercenaries, trained out of Carthage.
mm.
Yeah.
That's news to me because I knew.
Oh yeah, look up the mighty Carthage. This is why these African historians, right? They always leave Carthage out. Queen Dido, the founder of Carthage. And Carthage was one of the most advanced cities during the Punic Wars. They had escalators and barbershops and high-rise buildings. Again, this was ruled by a female. It had the most advanced army on earth and the most fierce army on earth. They defeated the Romans several times and should have wiped the Romans out had it not been for the mistake of not sending Hannibal some reinforcements when they wiped the Romans out the very last time. If they had continued on, right, Italy wouldn't be what it is now. But at that time, somebody had killed her. That's why they didn't send any reinforcements, because she was murdered. But had the most advanced army the world has ever seen. She had special forces, wiping out huge numbers. And she had two of the greatest generals. Everybody keep talking about Hannibal, but his father before him was also another great general. So two legendary generals came out of that society, ruled by a female, a black woman. Although they keep trying to make Dido white, talking about she Polynesian and all this other shit. She was Eastern African, bro. Yeah. Let me tell you something. Some of the most fierce group of men that you never want to face are men that are fighting to protect women. You'd be better off facing a regular army than to face men who are hyped up on protecting their women. You don't want that smoke. Women give men an extra gear, man, an extra level of strength, an extra. They just give men an extra gear to hit, an extra level. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, Carr, right? Yep. That was his father. He was a great general too. So you had two generals come out of that society, the mighty Carthage, which was founded and created by a black woman and was ruled by a black woman. She was in power when Hannibal was beating the hell out of the Romans. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Wait a minute. Am I still on, you guys? Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you, Max.
All right. And so all of this trying to defeat a woman and all that, man, y'all, yo, I don't know what these guys are talking about. You're not beating no woman. You can sit up here and play King High Value all you want. Because at the end of the day, right, men are going to get together and they're going to protect that vagina.
Hmm.
They're going to protect that womb. And even some of your own men are going to turn against you.
Oh, it. I mean, it's been happening.
Man, they're
So,
gonna protect that womb. You can get mad. They can get mad all they want. You can suck your teeth. You can get mad about it. You can call somebody up and talk about it. However, whatever gets you through the day. But at the end of the day, you're not defeating that womb, bro. It's not happening.
yeah, yeah. One of the reasons why a lot of the black manosphere kind of broke and all these different groups was really because of the women coming into the group, and some of the dudes didn't like it, and they broke off into their own different fractions
See, I don't
because of it.
understand that either, right? See, I don't understand that either, too, right? Like, what man gets upset when women are around? I ain't never been around no man that got upset because women were around. Men want women around.
All right.
I don't want to be around no dudes. I don't want to be in no group with just no dudes. I don't want to be sitting up there looking at niggas all day. And nah, man, I want some women. I want to see women. I want to hear the voices of women. I'm going to be happy when the women come around.
Well, I look at it more or less if you're talking about it'd be different if it was if it's a group of men and we're talking about business, building a community, things we can do for ourselves, then I can understand not having the women around for that. But if you're just having general conversation,
Yeah, I don't
I
understand why
don't
you
see
can't.
why you don't have them. I don't see the issue of having not having women around. I
Yeah, but
don't
I don't even understand why that is a problem. Like, why should women stop you from strategizing, building communities? Emotep had several women, right? It didn't stop him from being a master builder.
right.
So I don't understand.
Well, it, a lot of dudes be a lot of these dudes be thirsty, and then they be asking, they be being. I think it comes back to there are a lot of dudes. You know how they take it too far about they they're vagina hungry. So you have a lot of those in the group, and so when you have a woman, and we're talking about something serious, these goofballs will come in, start wanting to flirt with the woman, and just derail the conversation. So I I kind of
Well,
that stuff going on. But then that goes back to, okay, if you have this guy who's that vagina hungry to the point where he can't control himself, why you even are around this dude in this particular group? I mean, there's certain, it's just that's come from not vetting people enough. So I think that's what that is too.
yeah, I was about to say that ain't got nothing to do with the women.
No,
That's
no,
that's
it's
gonna
not
be up to the
really.
men.
No, like you said, that's a men problem. That's you ain't vetting this
Right.
dude. That you should if he that vagina hungry, you shouldn't have that dude around you. He gonna he's because ultimately he gonna pick vagina over you and cause y'all to get in a wreck. And that's where some of that dirty macking come into play too. Like I just yeah, that shit going on. So but that's again
Well,
that goes into who you're hanging with.
my whole thing is this, right? Like, when I need to get something done, I get it done. My wife don't stop me from doing nothing, or I don't let her stop me from doing anything. I do what I got to do.
Hmm.
You know, my wife never got involved or never came between me and what I had to do. I don't even understand what that is. So if these guys can't stay focused, that's those guys. It ain't got nothing to do with women. These guys can't stay focused. Well, apparently nobody's going to come up. They don't
Nah,
want to
they
take
ain't.
the,
They
you
ain't
know,
coming because they know what's gonna happen. They up there running the women channels trying to stalk them. I just,
you know.
I mean, I just heard a live stream yesterday. They were talking about this lady that was talking about her. I think she had I guess she had a lot of problems in her past, and dudes were going up there and blaming her. And it got to the point where the person who was running the live stream was telling the ladies, like, don't put your personal business out there like that, because you got a lot of people who don't care, and they will use it against you for their own profit. And some of these dudes, they'll use it just to abuse you, call you
Well,
all kinds of names, and just which is, I think that's terrible to me.
the thing about it is that you got to see. To me, I control stuff on my panel. Like, I'm not gonna let no guy come up here and just start bashing women or whatever. If you got an
Right.
asshole, get him off your panel.
Yeah.
Be proactive, get them off the pan. I'm not gonna just let some dude come up. It's like I ain't gonna let a woman. Like I understand you got some women out there that hate black men. Even though I love black women, I can't let them come up here and just spew hatred for black men. That ain't fair either. I don't let either side do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a place for this. This is a place to promote positive relations between black men and black women. But we don't have a problem with people having a difference of opinion. You can speak your opinion. We don't agree with it. Okay, fine. We just don't agree with it. We agree to disagree. We don't want to run nobody away because they have a difference of opinion. But there's a fine line between having a difference of opinion and just being outright disrespectful. Yeah, I really don't worry about too much respect for me because I can handle myself. I'm not frail or emotionally fragile. I only worry about the disrespect towards the women. You can come at me in your kind of way you want. Just be prepared to defend yourself because I'm gonna come right back at you. So I ain't got no problem with it. But I don't want guys coming up here jumping on women. I'm not gonna allow that. If you want to have a difference of opinion, that's fine. But you're not just gonna come up here and start screaming on women and cussing them out and all that. You're not doing that up here.
Especially if it's not, especially if the women are not being disrespectful, because I see that on different panels. They calling these women all kinds of names and then get mad when the woman fires back. I'm like, dude, you just called her a B, you called her out a name. So when she coming back at you, now you want to say she's masculine and all kind of stuff. I'm like, you just called her a B. I expect her to. I would. I expect her to
Okay,
come at
Colin.
you
Uh-huh.
some kind of way. I just that's just how I see it. You get what you get. You
Well,
want a
okay, well,
woman, you
listen.
gonna get it.
All right, let's break that down for a second. Okay, so if a woman is on this panel, now I don't allow this, but I've seen this happen. 5, 6, 7, 8 men jumping on one woman on the panel. You know what that looks like to me? That look like some punk shit.
It
I'm
is.
sorry, I'm old school. That's probably why a lot of people don't like me. They always insult me and call me all kinds of names. You ever see the emails I get? These dudes just tell me how dumb I am. I'm stupid. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. They don't call me every day they could possibly call me, right? And I don't ever respond because it don't bother me. But they mad because I won't let them come up here and jump on a single female. That's punk shit. I'm not gonna let you do that. I ain't gonna let no 5, 6, 7, 8 niggas come up here and jump on one woman. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna
that
let one dude jump on a woman up here. But I do understand that there's some women that may come up here and they may be out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? I just started dealing with that too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want that up here either. Like these feminists, with all this hatred. Sorry, you're gonna have to keep that to yourself. We don't want that up here either. But we most certainly ain't gonna let no dude jump on a woman up here. And I don't run panels to where it's 8, 9, 10 dudes all jumping on one woman.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's some
that's some
crazy
crazy
stuff.
stuff.
Hey, man, you know what the
What the?
I think I
Oh, we
got
got
an
Oh, we
echo.
got
Aaron got an
Aaron
echo.
got an echo.
What's going on, brothers?
going on.
Hey Aaron, how
Hey,
you
Aaron, how
doing?
you doing?
Doing all right?
Okay,
I'm
Aaron.
listening.
Aaron,
Yeah, can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, but
but
I think you
Yeah,
have
I'm
an echo.
listening.
echo.
Oh, I have an echo.
yeah.
Let me see if I can do that. Okay, do I still have it?
No,
No.
you
No,
good.
you're good.
Okay, good. Yeah, I just okay, I muted the mic, then came back. Well, yeah, you know what? Thing with a lot of these dudes today, we already know that they're moist. And the fact that because this happened to me personally, one of the reasons why I get called a simp today by a lot of these guys, man of queer dudes, is that because I showed feelings and compassion early on in my YouTube career for Cynthia G, and I still love Cynthia to this day. That's my homegirl.
I do too.
But these dudes have just homoerotic tendencies. I mean, think about it. Anytime when a man, and that's supposed to be natural for a man to naturally want to flirt with a woman. And
Exactly.
even if he is on the panel and say he gets distracted, it's the fact that there's a feminine energy there, a feminine presence. So that naturally ignites a man's libido, his drive. But that's normal. That's supposed to happen. Now, yeah, should you keep it under control? By all means, keep it under control. But that's supposed to happen. Now, these dudes have it inverted. They have these same types of emotions and behavior, but it's going toward each other, though. I mean, that's why they have these dumbass sayings like bros before hoes. Well, let me take that back, because you shouldn't be with a hoe to begin with. You should be with a real woman or a lady. But the fact is, though,
bros before hoes.
You never heard that saying before? Yeah, no. that's a saying that it came out of the hip hop community, and that these dudes use it as slang. Yeah, that's what these dudes say, bros before hoes. Or they say, and then they also say this too. I don't know. Let me know if you heard this one. They'll say this, that it ain't no fun unless the homies can have some. Basically, in other words, if he can share the woman he's with his homeboys. And I'm like, if that ain't not the most sus saying and behavior I've ever seen, I don't know what is. First of all, when I'm with my woman, and I love you brothers, but I'm not sharing her with none of y'all, because this is my woman and my intimate time with my woman for me. And that's just what that is. I mean, I'm old school like that. And to me, that's normal. It's very normal. But these dudes want to have all these polyamorous relationships and stuff, and be and multiple. I mean, it's sick and twisted today.
Mm.
Yeah.
Look at that echo there.
All right, I'm gonna mute up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just. I think what it is I think flirting ain't bad, but I mean, I guess it depends on the conversation. When the conversation is trying to be serious and you taking it way too far, where you're just being light flirting, it is what it is. That's natural. But when you take it too far, where you making it more of a sexual thing and you're derailing the conversation, I think that's where the problem comes in. That's why I said the lack of control. A lot of these dudes don't know how to control what they don't know how to control themselves. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, Aaron, and yeah, that bro for hoes thing, which I never understood it. And then the whole sharing women, but these will be the same dudes that say they're not be calling other dudes gay, but they're sharing in women. I'm like, look, if you want to be in a swinging lifestyle, just be in a swinging lifestyle. I'm not judging on that one, but at least be honest with yourself about it. Dang, I mean, but I agree with you, Aaron. Look, if that's my woman, no, we ain't sharing. We ain't sharing nothing like that. But she not my woman. I'm like, she just some chick.
Wait a minute. Who the hell going around here saying bros before hoes?
It's an old am I still echoing, by the way?
No, you good now.
Okay, good, because I know I had you.
No, it's not you. It's not you.
I had YouTube open. Oh, okay. So that saying actually came from out of the hip hop community, and a few of these songs, and it just became a catchphrase, bros before hoes.
Seriously.
Yeah, meaning that they'd rather be with the fellas than with women. Because they call women, regardless if she's an upstanding lady or a ratchet female, they still call them hoes. But regardless, that's their name. It's basically synonymous with bitch. I mean, it all goes together. And once again, this is the hip hop community we are talking about. So it's unfortunate, but yeah, it's an old saying. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it, Max.
Nah, I don't know about no shit like bros before hoes. What kind of
Mm-hmm.
what kind of
Yep. They say it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, society is turned up on its ear today.
Exactly.
Everything has been inverted. I mean, basically everything that was reversed is now forward. Everything that was once down is now up. So, I mean, you even in some cases, in some instances, the lines have even been blurred, where it's now like everything goes now.
Wow. Bros before.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sad but true, man. And I heard that even before coming to YouTube. I heard that before in a rap song, like Aaron
Yeah,
said.
yeah, Aaron, mute up, because we're echoing when your mic is So I have a question though. Okay, if you hate women so much, why are you wearing a dress? I'm confused by that.
So that's the problem. They hate the actual woman, so they want to replace her and move her out the way and become the woman. That's why they hate her.
Oh, so that's what they're doing. They're alpha women.
There's that.
Wow.
I think there's that, but then there's also they're they're afraid of they don't value themselves as men. So it's just like in Thailand, a lot of those guys become lady boys because they feel it's easier to be like a woman
Okay,
than
let
to
me
be
tell
a
you
man.
something. I got 5 friends that I trust that I grew up with. 5. If one of them showed up in the dress, I would have 4 friends left. 4 friends. You can't wear no dress and come back and hang around some real dudes. It's not even happening. You got guys doing shows wearing dresses. You got some fool giving the so-called the devil a lap dance. I mean, this is blatant. I mean, wow. Okay. All right. So I heard Kevin Samuels say one time that it would be better off if women. I'm not sure what it is that he's talking about. That men would have more resources if there were no women. Did anybody hear that?
I haven't heard I I haven't heard Kevin Samuels say that, but I've heard similar talking points within the Black manosphere. So I've heard that not specifically from him, but I've heard it before. Yeah.
Wow. So you take a diamond, right? how important, what would diamonds be? How important would diamonds be without women? We'll just do a diamond. We ain't even going to get into no real heavy shit. How important diamonds would be without women? I'm a man. I don't wear diamonds. Diamonds don't appeal to me that way. I'm a manly man. You know, I wouldn't walk around with sparkling diamonds on. That's not something I would do as a man. So how valuable would diamonds be if there were no women? What would be the purpose of a diamond?
There's none.
Well, some people can use, I guess they can use diamonds for lasers, I guess. But this is about it, right? So, hold on a second. You take all of the resources that we have now, right? Money. How valuable would money be without women?
Like how valuable money would be without.
Without women.
Well, I mean, you still need money to survive out here, but
Well,
yeah, but I see I see what you're saying because yeah, what most men spend money on is
right,
it's
and
women. It's not spent on.
actually, you won't survive either. So your money, the only thing that will probably still be valuable is food and water, and maybe some clothing. That's it. You can drive your cars until you die out because you got no women. So you're gonna end up dying out. So I guess you can drive your cars until the end of your days. What are you gonna spend your money on other than food to try to keep yourself alive? So if you get rid of women, everything will lose its value. And then you have a lot of men killing themselves.
Yeah, depression's high up in the.
Yeah.
It's rising in the in
And
black
then
males right
it will be a massive war on this planet. If you get rid of women, men will go to war with each other almost immediately. If you took the last woman on this earth at 8 o'clock in the morning, by 8 o'clock at night, half the men on this planet would be dead. And the rest would be laid, and the rest would be either mortally wounded. The rest would be mortally wounded. Most of the rest would be mortally wounded. And the ones that would be survived would just be a scarce few. You won't even get to live in the world that you think is a utopia without women. You won't even get a chance to live in it because men will go to war. You get rid of women, it's pretty much a death sentence for you. You're not going to ride around here like you think you are, living in a lap of luxury with all your resources. No. It's not going to happen because you got to understand something. Everybody don't think the way you do, right? All men don't think the same, right? So there are going to be a lot of men who are going to feel some kind of way that you got rid of all of the women. And they're going to want to kill you. So we will plunge into war. Most certainly we're going to war. Until we kill enough of us off to where whoever survives will have a short lifespan anyway because they won't live long afterwards. Because even the ones that are left, even if they gay, they'll eventually start fighting each other. And they'll end up killing each other. Because there are no women. So you get rid of women, everything loses value, even your life. That's how important women are to society. That's why they're so coveted. That's why men are willing to go to war over them. That's how important they are to life.
Hey Max, you already know how I feel, and I think I've said this before. But if I have to live in a world without women, you may as well take me out in the back and put me out of my misery because I'm not trying to be around a bunch of dudes.
Nah, we going out like warriors. We going to take these dudes out. Can you imagine if Kevin Samuels got his way? How long you think the society will hold up with no women? I give it. It won't be you. It won't be a week before you have mass murders and deaths. And it continue. It will continue.
Oh, testing. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard me or not, but I said this before. But if I have to live on a planet full of nothing but men, y'all may as well take me in the back and just put one in me. I mean, take me out right there because I refuse to live without any feminine energy, and that's just me.
Can't live without feminine energy. Can't live without feminine energy. Feminine energy is the key to life. Without feminine energy, there's no life. Can't live without it. So nobody will survive. It'll be a massive war of men murdering men all day, all night. You won't get any sleep. You won't be able to sleep because everybody even the men in your own ranks will start to turn against you because they're yearning for women. There's no women. So you will start to lose control over your own men. Men that you thought was down with you, men that you thought was rolling with you, eventually they'll start snapping out of it. Hey, man, ain't no women around. There ain't no women around. Everything changes, bro. The whole mentality changes after that. Guys will become complete savages because there are no women. Women are very important, man. They are important to life. That's why men go to war. Most men understand that a man's life span is really short. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what we engage in this world, all these wars, conquering, or whatever, right? But you get rid of the women, that lifespan gets even shorter. And how long, even if you turn into a gay situation, that won't last either.
No.
No. Eventually they're gonna turn it on you too. Because it'd be nothing but it'd be insane out here. It won't be no reason to live. There's no women. No, men don't live for other men. I'm not out here living for men. We live for our families. We live for our women and children. Fathers want to see their children grow up. They want to grow old with their wives. They don't live for other men.
Yeah.
Man, you got these fools that they're talking about bros before. Man, that's insane. That's some crazy. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy as all hell, man.
Yeah.
Abina. Let me see if Abby's there. Abina. Abby,
Yes, Mas.
jump in here for a second, right? What do you think this would be if there was no women?
Oh, I don't think it will be good if there is no women because women have been supporting the men a lot. So without women, I don't think the men can do anything.
Hmm. Do me a favor, Albina. Host for me for
Okay.
take over for me for a few minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah. So what men have been saying, if we don't have women, we can stay. That is a very big lie. They just say it for saying sake. They know they are just saying it for people to know that hey, if there's no women, we can live. But if without women, you cannot do anything. Because listen,
I certainly do
because
agree.
listen.
Yeah, I agree with you, Bina. How you doing, by the way?
Oh, I'm good, bro.
Yeah, I'm glad to finally meet you.
Yeah, yeah, we miss you too. Yeah, you see, so the men have to understand that all women came to help them to do what they need to do. That's why even the creators create women to be with the men. They did not create women to come on this earth to harm the men or to destroy the man's life, but they create us to help them. Yeah, because look at this word going now. If the men have just take the women as their own wives, as their lovers, and they take off their wives and their children, we have not been losing souls like the way it's happened now. Look at how our children are dying. Look at how our young men and young women are dying. So what are we trying to do to save those people's lives? Are we going to leave them like that for them to continue dying? Black black people, let us stand up. You see, we shouldn't live ourselves like everything we don't care about the men, we don't care about the women, we shouldn't care about our children, we shouldn't care about our children. We need to save those children their lives. We need to save these mothers. We need to save these men. All because we have these CCBN men all over this world and destroying the youth, they're destroying everyone. They don't want black community to improve. They don't want the black community to improve. They just want to make us being ashamed or they'll just laugh at us. We need to stand up, bro. We need to stand up. We can't live ourselves like that. See, I can remember in the olden days, like 40s, 80s, those time, we don't have these evil things that is going on in our society, in our community like this. We don't have it like that. It has not been happening like this way. But now, look at us. Because the men have been leaving the women, they said, we don't care. If we don't have a woman, we can still live. And we feel comfortable. Who tell you? That's why you leave your children for the women to take care of, and you still bring the women? Nah. Let us change our character and let us be lovely for ourselves. As a black people, we can't be different. We can't be Asian. Even as a black people that we are from America, or we are from Ghana, or we are from Africa, we cannot be one. I know we can be one as a black people, but we have different kind of mindsets. You are an American, you have your own American mindset. I'm an African, I have my African mindset. I cannot do what what you need to do in America. I can do that if I'm an African. And the same thing, you can also not do what an African man or African woman is doing. because we need to learn each other's culture. We have a different culture that we are based on it. Yeah, you understand? We have a different culture altogether. And this is the time that we need to learn. I can ask myself, what what did the white people take us for? They don't take us for anything. They don't even take us for they take us for nothing. Nothing totally. You understand? They never sit up and think about black people. They never one day in their mind. All they think is that their communities will be improving and the black communities have to fall. Look at what they steal from we, the blacks. They steal everything we have, and they are still stealing us, stealing our children, stealing our women, stealing our men. And still, we don't want to rise up. We don't want to rise up and save these children from these evil people, to save our women from these evil people, to save our men from these evil people. What are we going to do as a black people? Are we going to live ourselves like that? Or we will be saving ourselves? I was just there and thinking that, hey, what these people did to us? They treat us, they maltreat us, even they don't want us to open our own businesses because they know the black people, we are very strong. Look at what is going on. When this COVID comes, they said we the blacks, we are not dying because we have this kind of strength. Our system is very hard for us to die. So they determined to kill us. You see, these evil things, but we have people who are still following them. We have people who are still living with them. We have people who want to be with them. But they are still blacks and they want to be with them. You leave your black woman and go for a white woman. Are you going to get anything from it? No. There's nothing that you're going to get when you are dating a white woman. They don't love you. They just be with you to destroy your life, to leave you, and they will be laughing at you.
Wow, that was powerful right there. That's some
Yeah.
serious. The thing about it is they don't even realize that. Like, how are you going to get love from somebody who absolutely hates your existence? I mean, do they realize that white women naturally don't like black men?
Yeah.
If they did, they wouldn't have murdered all them black babies during slavery. If they did,
Well said,
white
Abina. Well said.
Yeah. Yeah. You see, we think they love us, but they don't love us. That's what our black men have been thinking. Some of them, is not all, because we have the good men who want to be with the black women as well. But the evil ones or the Sicilian ones who want to live with the white women and they care about their black children. They will give birth and they leave the children for the women to take care of. Then they will go ahead blaming the women.
We had a brother that came on here earlier, and he brought up the 13-year-old boy that was murdered, the Knicks kid. I'm like, okay, yeah, I feel for that too, but I'm focused on black children. My focus is back. It don't mean
Exactly.
right. It don't mean that I don't care about other children. But I'm focusing on our children. Our children need somebody to focus on them. You know.
Exactly, because the black children is our own. We cannot go and fight for somebody else's children. Are they fighting for our children? They are
No.
not fighting for our children, so we can fight for their children also. We need to fight for our own. Firstly, when we are
I want
done,
to quote
when we are
something that
done
I'm.
with our
Yeah, I want to quote something that Cynthia G also once said that they don't necessarily love us; they only love our sex. They only love what we're known for, what we're supposed to be legendary for. That's the only thing they love. They've always loved black sex, whether it's black men or black women. They've always loved black sex. So let's just put that out there.
yeah, yeah. So
Exactly.
what? Yeah, and we cannot be living ourselves for them that because they love our sex, we are going to be with them all the time. No, if they love your sex, let them show that your women also love your sex. So you need to be with your black women. That's it. Let them be with their men, and let us also be with our women for them to see that hey, we still love our women. Whatever our women being ugly or they see that our women are not beautiful, we still love them. For them to see, because they always say that oh, black women, we are not beautiful, we are not this, we are this, always. But they don't know that black we have beauty. We have the natural beauty. So black beauty as a black people,
Yeah.
we never buy
Well,
any
even when
beauty.
they and even when they do say that black women have a lot of babies, well, it took a black man to put those babies into women. They said they also fail to mention that. And see, it's always a one-sided argument with these dudes. It's like, okay, well, how do you think the babies got there? Did she just magically snap her finger and the babies appear in her stomach? No. And the fact that these are a bunch of supposedly grown men talking this way, I mean, it's madness. It's madness. And I'm not saying that genuine relationships or love can't happen in mixed relationships. I mean, if that's your thing you're into, you do what you do. But generally speaking, they've always loved black sex.
Yeah, because look at the 80s. This time, your father or your mother want to be with the black community or the black men or the black women. They don't want to go to this white people family or they don't want to go to this Asian people family. They always want to be with their own. Why is it that we are coming now? We don't want to follow their footsteps. We just trying or because we need money. We following money. So we don't care about our family. We don't care about our women. We don't care about our children because we did it for money. We are doing it because we need money, instant money. And that's what the white people sees that hey, black people always need money. And we can line them with money and we will get them.
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of these people, like you said, they in, I guess I would say survival mode is more or less in they in a get the bag mentality, however means they get it, and the ones who mostly have the bag is uh white people, who has more of the jobs, white people. So
Yeah.
that's they tend to gravitate to instead of gravitating to their own people.
Yeah.
And even it the black people who have businesses, they don't even treat them with respect. They looking at them.
Because you see, the reason why it looks like black people who have their own business, they don't treat them well. Even we, the blacks, we have not been going to the black shop to buy our things from there. We go to the white people shop and buy our things. So how will the black people shops will improve or go forward or move on? You understand?
Yeah.
We can go forward if we the blacks we don't buy from our shops. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gents, we're going to have to shut it down. We're at the end of the podcast.
Okay.
I got some things I got to do. And I appreciate everybody come on the panel, bro, speak. Mr. Collins, as always, pleasure. And the African Princess. And thanks, everybody, for tuning into Gangsta Talk and appreciate the cash app. Let's remember this young little sister, man. Let's not forget this little sister here. I'm going to put her back on the screen, on the way out. Again, she was murdered in cold blood. And the sad part about it was
Piss me off.
just being a 7-year-old little girl. With nothing special, but being an excited little 7-year-old girl. It was a hard way for the happiness for her father. Somebody took her. This is a compliment.
Hey, Aaron, can you put yourself on mute?
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, and so this young lady was murdered just simply being a little 7-year-old girl in the car with her father. They were going to McDonald's, and no doubt she was probably excited. And some lunatic took her life. So let's remember her on the way out. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Peace, power, and unity. We'll take everybody on the panel. And peace. Well, I'll let you guys later on.
Yeah, son. There's mad kids out there getting cream for the 9-5. Well, yeah, and I've been doing this for a long time. Shoot game going fine. Alright. And this is here with mad cap get real. From a spark the line, kick the rhythm, bang them out. We don't wish chaos, Cinderella to the street. The local street dog got to make ends meet. The average Joe's far too slow for the ghetto. You better know, when I hit the streets, like to glow, I like to glisten. And at the same time, stay low, listen, motherfucker, thing. I'm pursuing the dope. My stilo is symbolic to a kilo. Cash is popping, cookies cooking, fiends copping. Ain't that some shit? A player that's used to living rich is now a state kid. Caught up in the ditch. In 94, Giuliani kicked that door. In 95, niggas couldn't stay alive. People caps while I laugh. In the stats, the phone in the ass. Ready in the glass, phone the boom, then I blast. They wanna confine me. Sneak up from behind me. Bust cap in my back and put me where they can't find me. They hate to see a young player pay. I don't see that sign. They rather see it spray. But I'm like Diddy, a Terminator, squeeze the lead off. Verbs and nouns like rounds to blow your head off. Hitting up spots, heating up plots. Investing in stocks like Colombian blood crops. I'm out to get cream and ain't no doubt in my mind. This broke shit, I get down for mine. I get down for mine.